appreciate everybody's patience. As you know, this is the first time we're doing something on YouTube, and technical difficulties happen. But we've got a room full of brown guys that can definitely fix that. And we're back up and running. So that being said...
IT support at all times.
Yes. and we didn't have to call overseas for it.
There you go.
Let's recap what's happened. Just so we know. I don't know where everybody fell off. So the Falcons had the first pick in this round. They went with Ali Morali. The second pick went to the Owls and Mustafa Kamani. They took Hussein Bedreddine. That was the first surprise that we had seen. The Wolves and returning Imran Verji as the GM there, they took Ali Manik, which again we've kind of spoke about. The Bucks ended up trying to run it back and going with AK. And then the Lions is, I think, where the consensus was where we dropped off on the live stream. So they had TZ, they had Vic, and their pick was Nate. Now, if you didn't hear it, what we were mentioning before is those are three people that are incredibly respectful but have absolutely no voice. So Muji has decided to rename them from the Lions to the Mouse. Team Mouse.
Just Mouse. Just one mouse.
Because
one mouse.
that you'll be able to have a pin drop in there. I'm sure their chat will be live, but I don't think anybody's going to talk
Or
on the
three
field.
blind mice.
Wait, why did you come to us?
I know, this is kind of funny.
Then we were moving forward, and the Eagles were on the clock. So we have SK as their GM, Alizio as their captain, and they selected Sasha Aljundi. Our East Ender, our East End insider told us that they were looking for AK to drop to this spot. He didn't, and so what's the next best thing? Take his best friend and brother in crime. So Sasha was the pick for the Eagles. And rounding out this round, the Tigers were on the clock, AA and Noor, and they selected, again, in my opinion, a surprise pick. I didn't think that they'd want to go this route, but it is a consensus no-brainer to some. And they went with Muzammil Jaffer. I like the pick. I like the power bat that he brings. They do need an outfielder. So I don't know. On a lot of the mocks that I saw, I had him actually dropping to the next pick or the pick after. So not far from where I thought he was going to go. But I think based on where Kamani had chosen before, everything came back.
I think, you know what? I was saying it before. I'll say it again. I'm a big fan of Mudge. All right. That's Mudge. This is Mudgy. I thought he would have gone maybe top 4. All right. I've always appreciated how he runs the outfield. He's very dependable. He's robbed me a couple times.
Top 4?
Yes, top 4. That's just my opinion. You know what?
Okay, so then I'm way in the dark here because I expected it after this.
Yeah, but I think, you know what? People have your thoughts in mind because his bat has dropped off a little bit. He had a tough season. He wasn't hitting for power as much, and he was reliable in the outfield, so we're hoping his bat picks up once again. But that's the end of round 2. And you know what? I think, Mud, you got to mention the special feature we have on the stream.
Yeah, we do have a special feature on this year's stream. We're calling it Going Into the War Room. As you can see from our stream, we're able to tune into the War Room. It gets quite exciting when we're tuning into it at all times. As you can also see, not only just tuning into the War Room, but we're giving you live updates as much as possible with our new ticker system. As you can see from the bottom of the screen, we're trying to keep you guys updated at all times, even if you tune in late or even past some of those funny technical difficulties we've had so far. Well, that ends round 2.
Wait, before we get off of Mudge or Muzammil Jaffer,
Okay.
his bat fell off a bit. 631 2 years ago. 459 last year. That fell off a cliff.
That's also after an injury. Because I remember at the end of that 600 season, he got hurt right in the playoffs, and he's coming back
So
from
the injury from 2 years ago is the one that you're referencing right
We
now.
can talk about this all day long. I just heard from AK and Mudge himself as well. It's something about oregano oil that everyone's been taking to keep these old guys up to par with their health, let's just say.
Listen, the old guys have too many remedies. I know they're always carrying Voltaren. They're using olive oil, oregano oil, whatever oil. I see everything here. I'm not a fan.
Listen, the ones that have the coconut oil are the ones you want to stay away from.
There you go. All right, we're going to be heading into round 3. And our round 3 sponsor is Angry Wings. Feel the fury, taste the flavor. All right, coming into...
How many times did you practice that?
Oh, quite a bit, actually. Everything has been practiced, rehearsed, and double-taked in the mirror, off the mirror, and in the shower today.
Well, I'm glad the cameras weren't on for that one. So the Tigers were on. The Tigers are picking next, right? This is their wrap. They just took Muzammil Jaffer, which we know has fallen off of a cliff, but nursing an injury from 2 years ago, according to our East End insider. They were on the clock. So we looked at them. We know Double A's pitching. We know Noor's playing short. We now know Muzammil Jaffer is going to command the outfield. Where do you think they go?
Well, you know what? I think they have their options. Get another outfielder. But I think if you don't think Mudge's bat is bad, you could take someone else that you believe has a power bat. I think this is a slow team so far.
And that being said, I think you hit the nail on the head. They ended up going with Mudge's guy, Mr. Vibes himself, Taha Ali.
There we go.
So Taha did come. As I said, it wasn't going to be in that first pick, but did come very, very soon.
Top 10, I did say.
Top 10 where?
Top 10, I mean, with our rounds.
You're lucky. He went 8th.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
yeah.
top 10, right?
So look, Mo mentioned speed. Well, now they got speed. You mentioned needing some outfield depth. They got the outfield depth. The one thing that happens that I see right now, if Muzammil's bat is like last year, right, which I don't think it will be. He's been up and down. This will be the up year. I think it will be. So, we'll put the jokes aside. If his bat is down, though, there's absolutely no power on that team. Noor is getting walked left, right, and center.
Now, I will agree that, Mudge has to step up with a power bat. Maybe they can find someone else that sneaks in. I feel like there's a couple of guys that they've lost power, and I'm a big believer in second chances. So I think some of these guys, we'll talk about them when we get there, but some guys they can sneak in with some power. Taha for this team, though, it gives them a leadoff hitter, it gives them speed, it gives them someone who could just run. All right, and I know he's waiting to take that next step. I know, Mudge, what do you think?
Listen, all I know is Taha and Noor are both coming off a winning Ramadan tournament cricket champions. Okay, all around, Taha is an athlete. He shows up when it needs to happen at all times. Can he get into people's faces? Yes. Is he strategically in everyone's head? Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
The guy is an all-round athlete, but mad chills to be around too at the same time. You want him on your team, especially with Noor as another person who I consider vibes as well.
Yes, I love Noor to death. I picked him last year, and I picked that pick specifically so that I could get Noor. It didn't work out for us, but definitely for the vibes. So we've talked about a couple surprises or a couple things that haven't happened thus far. And some picks, like, for example, Hussein Bedruddin going early, Nate dropping, Sasha going. I have the surprise pick of the draft so far, right now. The biggest surprise of the draft so far, Eagles were on the clock. This is their second pick that they had. They have SK, they have Alizia, they have Sasha, and they go and make the surprise pick of Salim Rustam. Slim himself.
Now, I've seen Salim at the golf simulator, all right? This guy knows how to hit a golf ball. He was our reserve last year, and then we lost him because,
Injuries.
Unfortunately, injuries happened in the league. And I was hurt. I heard, this guy is a top-round pick. He's going to go high in the next year's draft. And I never got to see it, unfortunately, because he was gone and we never played him again.
Dude, Salim Rustam's a great guy. Yeah. I saw him at the golf simulator as well.
Yeah.
And yes, he's maybe some more vibes, but to go here, unproven track record, they still don't have anybody in a real position outside of Sasha because they don't know where Alizia or SK is going to play. I think this cements Alizia playing shortstop because if you look at it now, Sasha will likely go to the outfield. Mm-hmm. SK wants to play in the outfield. Mm-hmm. And now you've got Salim Rustam, who is a strong outfield glove. Yeah. So I think you've just cemented Alizia playing shortstop for these guys, depending on how the rest of the draft goes. But I don't know if they find another shortstop lower. There are a couple. But I don't know if they fall to the Eagles here. So that was a surprise pick and a half.
Now, has he played in the league before?
Yes. So he played as a reserve last year.
Yes.
Then he became a full-timer because of some injuries. He did play a couple of years before that as well. So it's not as if he hasn't played in the league before, but it's unproven.
That's what I was alluding to. Someone coming off of the reserve list, going top 10, played maybe before. We don't even know when he went round at that time. But this is kind of a surprise coming into everything. Maybe some people know some things that we don't know.
That was a huge surprise pick. Now, I will say this. SK did hold a closed-door combine.
Really?
Nobody knows. This is how an insider works. Mo, this is how an insider works.
I never said I was trying to take it over.
No, you call yourself an insider. No, jokes aside, he did have a closed door combine. Just batting practice for some guys, but he called it a combine, and I'm going to take it. That being said, I think Salim was invited to it. I don't know if he showed up, but maybe he did because SK took him high.
Now, I think this plays into a little bit of outfielders are a premium. All right. So you already got Alizia and Sasha, technically your two bats that can protect one another.
Yeah.
And now you want the outfield to be solidified. I'm buying into your theory. All right. I'm buying Alizia is playing shortstop. All right. I'm on that train.
I don't see another way. So next pick just did come in, and I want to get to it because, again, not super surprising or shocking like Salim Rustam, but an interesting pick, and I think it'll warrant some conversation. Lions, they had TZ and Vic. We already know that. They took Nate, so now Team Mouse and the three blind mice are there.
Okay.
And who will be the voice on that team? Another guy that doesn't really talk much, Hassan Bedreddin.
There.
Is there such thing as four blind mice?
You know what? We're gonna have to see. Again, Hassan though might be quiet, but what a hitter!
Oh.
When he gets warmed up, and I'm saying this, I saw him play Salon Cup. What a pleasure seeing him play, and especially, I mean, both the other deans are great players, but he himself, Hassan, being the older, he knows what he's doing at all times.
I know he's a hockey player, and I've seen him hit a softball. I would not take a slap shot from that guy. I would not stand in front of it. There's no chance. He absolutely crushes the ball. I'll tell you the most important thing, and Mo, you might be able to echo this or tell me more about this. Last year, the biggest step that I saw Hassan take, and this is actually more than his brother, was defensively because he moved to shortstop. Mm-hmm. And he played shortstop through when they turned their season around. And I think he actually turned some heads. He wasn't bad. Doesn't know much about the game, but that can be taught, especially after the Blue Jays run. Everyone now knows what baseball is.
Yeah.
So, thoughts?
Now, I think, by the way, TZ and him are running it back. So they were already teammates last year. So I think TZ is comfortable with this pick. And I think I agree with you. He's comfortable with Hassan learning shortstop. All right. Yeah, they had a bad start to the season, but he was playing right field. He wasn't comfortable. Once he's locked down a position. I think with all these guys, they need to be locked down in one position and learn it. Shortstop, I'm going to say it's probably one of the most challenging positions because you got to know where to go, where to throw, make the right smart play, and control the game in that aspect.
Nate's beside him, though.
That's true.
Now, if he's playing third or he's playing second or whatever they decide to do with this team, someone's going to have a voice eventually on that infield. But I don't know. I like the pick. I'm not shocked. It's a little surprising, but I really like the pick. I just don't know where the voice or the knowledge is going to come from, unless somebody really, takes control of that.
No, well, I think, you know what? I still like this batting lineup with at least the three of them. You could have Nate lead off. You can then go Hassan, and then you got Vic. That's a dangerous trio, and then TZ behind them too. That's a good starting four already.
You know what? With the next picks they have, they can even probably drop TZ a little bit more. There are some better bats that are still available.
I'm going to call them the Cinderella story now, if that's the case. Considering not many people would expect this kind of lineup as it is to start off with, but those two mice from Cinderella, we'll go with the.
They became horses.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, they're going to be riding in the sunset this season. How about that?
I'm already thinking of the next Instagram post that I have for that team.
There you go.
The next pick. This is my favorite pick so far, without a doubt. Bucks were on the clock. Mason Jaffer was their GM playing center field. They have Imran Nasser playing shortstop. They took AK for the bat, running it back. Well, on that same theme, the Bucks select Hassan Abaskara.
There we go.
But in my opinion, where I was talking about Muzammil Jaffer, where I was talking about Taha, this is where I would have thought he would have gone. I think he took such great strides last year from a speed perspective, from a glove perspective. He figured out his bat, and even when he was mishitting the ball, his speed still got him to first and safe.
Yeah.
Right? And vibes, he plays angry, man. Talk about a sponsor of Angry Wings. He's an angry guy. Thoughts? I love the pick. My favorite pick so far.
Go ahead.
Small but mighty, I will say, and the team will be stretched out, if you know what I'm saying.
Be a sponsor next year.
There you go.
What do you think?
Well, okay, with Hack, I agree. I thought he might have gone where Salim Rustam went, to be honest with you. Yeah. I thought he's making great strides learning and really developing as a softball player, especially in the outfield. He played on that same team with the Monks at Salam Cup. They were a couple of runs away from reaching the finals to play us. I know he's hungry to learn the game and play. And look, you have a great leadoff hitter or second hitter behind Mace. They have wheels. If you think about it, this team has wheels with Mace, Hack, and Moose. All right?
And you know what? I could even argue instead of putting him in leadoff, you could actually start this with Mason, Moose, and AK, and then actually have Hack as protection for AK. because he can maybe not hit the ball over the fence, but he's the kind of guy that can turn a single into a double or a single and a half into a triple with the speed that he has. So I my favorite pick so far of the draft.
All right.
Shall I get the next one here?
Please.
So it's there in classic Wolves fashion, in Virgie fashion. Virgie told me this a couple years ago, and it's something that I resonate. Doesn't look at stats, doesn't care about positions. He just cares about character and personality. He just wants guys that he vibes with. And so when I drafted him last year, I think he was like, yo, like, where's the rest of the vibes on the rest of the team? I'm like, dude, I'm drafting positions. Well, clearly, Virgie's back on it. Virgie had himself an AR. They took Monik. Gamble or not, we can discuss it further later. This pick here, they go with Adil Jaffer.
Oh, solid pick. Listen, Adil's one of my boys as well, I will say. Always have a great conversation with him every single time. I'm saying he's also another all-round player. You kind of put him in any position, whether outfield, infield, wherever the case may be.
No, he's
you
an
don't think
outfielder.
So?
He's not an
Outfield,
infielder.
outfield, that's fine. I know him from my volleyball days. Let's just say that. How about that? Again, getting used to who's playing where, but great selection. And again, to your point, major vibes, especially with Virgie on that team.
I think he's one of the most positive guys outside of maybe like Sasha in the league. All right. Adil is always, encouraging, hyping up his teammates and bringing everyone together. Granted, last year he was kind of beat up because he didn't play with us for Slam Cup. He was going to come out. But you know what I respected? He came out to support us both days. All right. So shout out to Adil. I love this pick. They're getting a nasty roster together here. And you know what? Virg's back. The Wolves are back.
So now, if Monik does end up being that high value shortstop, your outfield is Virgie, AR, and Adil.
Yeah. That's nasty.
I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying anything more. Owls were on the clock. I love this pick. It's a pick that I also had higher. We were talking about how you would have taken Hack in and around where Salim Rustam went. I would have taken this guy above Hack. And the Owls with Mustafa Kamani and Umair, these are Hussein Bedruddin, which was kind of the first shock of the draft. They go with Abbas Fazal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Abbas Fazal.
I like I said, I had him higher as well. I had him actually going on the wrap. Talk about a guy just like Hack that can turn a single into a double. Talk about a guy that, may not play as angry, but, calm, cool, collected, consistent. From a vibes perspective, I think he actually fits this team. I like the pick of Abbas Fazal for Kamani.
Well, Abbas Fazl's here, and he's already told us we're doing a great job. Abbas, you did a great job last year. He was on that Wolves team that won the regular season. He was on the bases when they were about to come back for the finals.
He is a horrible GM. Let's not boost him too much. He was a horrible GM.
But no, I love him as a GM because he helped us in that Tigers year. So, Abbas, I think you're a great GM. All right. My only maybe concern is you know what? He can only play one side of the outfield in a sense where it's either left field or right field. I don't know if he's your center fielder. All right. But now, if you want to kind of lock it down, you could put Umair on the right or the left, and even Abbas on the other side. They have options. This team is a little bit of a mix with speed and power. All right, Mustafa can run, Abbas can run, Umair can hit, Hussein can hit. They have a lot of power and speed on this team.
If the Wolves are doing something strictly on vibes and just getting guys that are vibes, I will say that the Owls are drafting strictly on hitting. Strictly on hitting. I don't think anybody has a position yet. I think they're just going to draft the best hitter in every round. That seems apparent to me, right? And then they'll just figure it out.
Yeah.
And I think that's where it goes. Last pick of this round, Falcons. Now they finally come back. They picked Chima first, they picked Ali Morali first, and they've had to wait all of these picks. Their next pick, first pitcher off the board, Mikhail Rotunsi.
Okay.
Now we remember what happened last year when they shocked us with the trade. And they picked Asad Nasser.
I remember because I made a trade to get somebody, and they undercut my trade and got that guy, and then they took Asad Nasser with the second part of that trade. Yeah.
Yeah. So I kind of like this trade. Like this pick overall, because now you have your pitcher, you got Mickey, and I think Mickey, where he ended the season in the playoffs when the last time I saw him, they actually subbed him off. They subbed off Mickey. They put him empty, and then they blew the game open for us, and we beat them. I think Mickey has a little bit sour taste in his mouth and he wants to come back better as a pitcher. I think he's doing great with the bat. I've seen him pick his spots, spraying it on the outfield now, so he can, and he's running for the bases.
Listen, talking about someone who's always up front and center, being the first pitcher to be selected this draft, being a pitcher, and even what you said, being called off last year, it's not an easy thing to swallow at all times. Being a pitcher is probably the most pressured position on the field. Let's just call it, right? All eyes are on you. You're trying to make your moves. You're trying to make your decisions. You're trying to support your team the best way possible, but you're always the man out front. And you know what? Mickey himself, great guy to be around at all times too, and great for that team.
Well, here's the hard truth of it all. It's slow pitch softball. So yes, as a pitcher, you've got the most pressure, right? But you're also the first one that's kind of feeding meatballs at slow pitch. Yeah. Now, Mickey's got a great spin. He's got a lot there. I don't know if it's too early to take a pitcher here, but they do get 2 picks. They're going back to back. And yes, they're probably trying to run it back by going with Mickey instead of Asad, right? But still taking a pitcher early because obviously there was proof in the pudding there, right? Whatever they did, that recipe of success, they're looking to translate now probably with a better pitcher, at least offensively a better pitcher. Asad may have a couple different types of pitches, but Mickey's definitely been the most consistent in the league. So good pick, bad pick, we'll find out. I think the season will tell us.
Yeah.
Next round, man.
All right, we're done with round 3, heading into round 4. Our sponsor for round 4 is Pirates of Coffee. Set sail, brew strong, where every cup is definitely a treasure.
I like that one.
Yeah, right?
I like
Good
that
one,
one.
right? Not bad,
That's
right?
treasure chest,
Not bad,
okay.
right? Yeah.
All right,
I am available for hire, guys, for any marketing purposes, so please, you know what? Let's go. All right, what are we going to start off with?
I think we have, again, a surprise pick, but not a shocking pick.
Okay.
And I really, really like this pick. Again, Falcons are now on the wrap. They just took Mickey. They're not picking after this for another 14 picks. So who do they go with? They must have really wanted this guy because they took him a touch early. Zane Bobat.
Yeah, this is a surprise pick for me for sure.
Well, look, if you're thinking of protection for Minhal, we all know what happened in the playoffs last year, specifically in the finals. He doesn't have Umair behind him now, right? You've got Kisner, you've got Ali Morali, you've got Mikhail Ratansi. Who's protection for Minhal? Nobody. You're walking him. So I think Zane, first and foremost, is drafted for protection. And this way Minhal doesn't have to bury anybody in right field. But on top of that, I think they also have an idea of where Zane wants to play, right? I think they want Zane in the outfield if I'm looking at this. And having Ali Morali beside you out there takes a lot of the pressure off for somebody that's relatively new to the game.
Yeah. Now, because Chima's going to take care of center field, all right? If you tell Zane, hey, man, you just got to go in left field, make sure nothing drops in this area, I think he's phenomenal for that position. And you know what? They're adding speed. You got Zane, you got Chima. That's speed right there. And then Mickey, I don't know who's leading off anymore because Chima normally leads off, but you could also lead off with Mickey as well.
I think you lead off by committee, whoever's having a better year or whoever's on it. You'll see some of us looking at our phones here. We are checking the comments. Keep them coming. We're smiling. We're laughing. And Asad, I was only kidding. Don't take it out on me on the field. I already have hard enough time hitting against
And
you.
Asad, bro, don't retract it, man. Speak from the heart, bro. We know you're a big talker, man. Wait till you come up in the draft, bro.
And I think actually it'll be soon. We were thinking about draft strategies. And I think once the first pitcher falls, now all the teams that don't have pitchers, by my count, there's 3 left, maybe 4. I think now you'll see the pitchers start to go ASAP because you do not want to get stuck at the end where you don't have a pitcher, right? Or having to put somebody in that isn't a pitcher and have to teach them on the fly. You end up losing games. Next pick is in. Muji, I'm gonna direct this announcement to you and not the crowd.
Okay.
Since you love the vibes of people.
Yeah.
If Taha is Mr. Vibes to you.
Yeah.
I guess Mr. Second in vibes has to be his brother, and I will select Hisham Ali.
Listen, he's not Mr. Vibes, he's Mr. O'Clock. So on that team, you're telling me Mustafa Umair, Hussein, Abbas, and Hisham, a clock award guaranteed to the Owls this year. Listen, Hisham, I've seen him play since elementary school. All vast.
Was he part of
sports.
SSAF?
Yes, he was. SSAF. We actually won together softball one year. Okay, so I was in grade 9, he was in grade 12. It was a good, coming of age situation. Us getting into high school, him leaving high school to be better and becoming the doctor that he is. Right? Hisham is an all-around athlete, and you know what's so funny? And this being one of East Ender, let's be honest, Hisham is a big body guy now. Right? And the way he's just adjusted to that, coming in from quite a bit of injuries the last couple of years as well, Hisham is still a threat on any team. We have to agree on that. Come on.
Well, for me, respectfully, it's a Shambai. Like he said, you known him since in elementary school. I known him since I was like 7. All right, so it's always a Shambai for me, just out of respect. And yes, I've seen the same things you have seen. The awe and amazing things that he's done when it comes to like playing volleyball, playing soccer, playing cricket, hockey especially, and now softball. Granted, I've also seen, him endure those injuries. I've had him tell me on a field, "Hey, Molly, I don't have any knees left, so I can't run as fast as I used to."
That's one of the best parts about him.
Yeah.
Because how many guys watch Jordan's flu game and say, "Oh, I can do this," or see Kobe tear his Achilles and knock down 2 free throws and say, "Oh, I can do this"? No, we're playing brown softball, man. I'm going on my rant. Listen, none of us are professional athletes, and if we were, JMS would probably not be on our radar, or we would not be allowed to play JMS if we were going to that level. So, if you're hurt, that's what you want to hear. Hey, I can't give you my all. I can only give you this. That, as a GM, as a captain, that is what we want. So that's a great trait. It's not something bad.
No, I will say though, his shot by does like to mix it up. He always wants to bat left-handed, like he wants to switch it. He's like, "Oh, let me try this." But speaking about that, he's one of the ultimate utility guys. You can throw him in the outfield, he can rove, he can play center field. He played right center field for us. He can also come infield.
Played shortstop for me.
There you go. He can play short, he can play third, play second. The funny thing is he's like, "Let me play catcher." That's the best thing about him. He'll play wherever you need him to play.
I like the pick. I like the person. And I think the pick just fits.
We love the person.
With a team that, again, has no position, Shambai fits perfectly because he can play everywhere, so he has no position. Next pick, Wolves. Imran Virji, we know he drafts vibes. Just took Adil Jaffer. Well, who else does he take but another cousin of his? He takes Shanali Nasser.
Listen, Shanali Nasser is one of those guys, is a winner. All right? When I came into this league, he came with a smile. It's when you won with the Eagles. That was my first year. He was killing it. I'm like, this guy's amazing. Then he won again the next year. I'm like, holy smokes. And they're telling me he's got 4 chips.
I drafted him last year only because he was 4 in a row.
Yeah.
So I was like, yo, he's got to be the lucky charm. But I'll tell you this. Jokes aside, Shanali Nasser, in my opinion, last year was the most improved player. Forget about the stats. I don't care what he hit. I don't care anything. We threw him in the outfield as a backup plan. And not only did he play it phenomenally, he won the spot and then actually dictated where people played in the outfield. I wanted to move him into right field and I wanted to go into rover, and he's like, no. And I'm like, prove it. Point blank, you can ask him, he'll tell you that. And he did. And I kept my mouth shut and I went into right field. And that's how much. A phenomenal player, in my opinion, most improved from last year without a doubt. And I like the pick for them. It fits the vibes, team vibes.
Well, interestingly enough, a lot of big, like to your point, big vibes, but strong characters on this team, I will say. I've known Shanali since, again, as a wee little boy as well. We were in Cub Scouts together, like I was with a lot of the Nasser clan, let's just say. But again, Shanali, to your point, Imran picking him, it's pure vibes, right? And to your point, you're talking about someone who has a voice. And we know Ali Manik does have a voice, but Shane is a commanding voice at times when he needs to be.
Yes and no. When he needs to be, I think he needs to do it more. He's played more than enough sports in his life. He's been on more than enough teams to have learned what works and what doesn't. And if he's a leader in his business, I think he should be a bigger leader in softball. And I haven't seen enough of his voice. So last year that would probably be my only qualm for him. I think we would like to see more of it.
Yeah, and I think, you know what? This team's kind of stacking up the chips now because you got Shanali Nasser and Virji as the two, winningest guys on this team.
Yeah, there you go.
But enough about hyping them up. Let's go on.
Let's move on to that next pick. It is there. So the Bucks, we said we're running it back, right?
Yeah.
So instead of AR, Mason took Moose this year. We have an idea of their outfield being really strong so far with Hack and Mason being out there. There's a lot of speed. I think they just added someone that had a down year last year, but I think will have a good year this year. And I think it'll be a bounce back, just like we were talking about Mudge being up and down. I think this guy's one of those. They took Naveed Shirali.
Oh.
Great pick. Honestly, it's the same way I love Mudge, I love Nav. I will say, you go through his regular stats, they don't look great. But check out his playoff stats. He was on fire. Fortunately, they got knocked out. But I think that's when he kind of figured out something with his swing. We already know he has good speed on the bases as well to stretch singles into doubles, doubles into triples if need be. And he was playing past the end of the regular season. He was at Salam Cup with the Monks. He was also with them at this Thanksgiving tournament. I played on a tournament with him. He was great. Came up with clutch hits. Hit a home run, too. So,
What?
yeah.
A real one or like?
No,
hey,
a real
it
one.
cleared the fence
One
at
of
the
those-
park
one of
we're playing
those-
at.
we cleared the fence.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was one of those like we're kicking it around.
I mean,
'cause
like,
we're
I got one
ground
too,
guys
but
playing
like
softball.
things happen.
Listen, talking about home runs, I will say, to your point, Naveed did have a bad season last year. He's my cousin. We talk, okay? Let's just be honest here, all right? But something clicked towards the end. And he played phenomenal at Salam Cup. And I will say, talking about home runs, I was invited close practice with the Monks for Salam Cup. He hit 3 homers in practice.
Are you trying to be an insider too? We
Yeah,
can't have 3 of them on the panel.
Listen. I will speak to when I know certain things, right? And I will support when I need to support. But Naveed is coming to play this season, and I think he has something to prove to a lot of people, especially to himself.
Okay, when you think of Naveed Shirali, what do you think of? Hockey. I'm going to answer that question for you. That's all we think. Just for the record, all of his hockey buddies were drafted before him, so you guys got something on him this year.
Whoa. There's still a couple guys left. I think.
There's still a couple guys.
There's 2 guys left.
So I'm clearly not a hockey player. So by no means am I going to say that. Let's move on. I think this guy might actually be a hockey player. Next pick, it was for the Lions, or the Mouses, or the Mice, I should say. They took Mustafa Alam. Great character, great guy, pretty voiceless. I think it's Team Voiceless. Tell me thoughts.
Well, okay. One thing about they call him Moose as well. So I know. So we got 2 Moose in the league, but for this situation, Mustafa Alam is one guy that I know is committed to softball. First of all, he lives all the way out in Milton, so he drives up to Nobleton to play. He's already playing in like 2 other leagues during the week. He's set up this like self-pitching batting practice thing. So he takes that to a field.
Mustafa Alam?
Yeah, he has this whole
Why, he has no
contraption.
friends?
I don't know. He just wants to. He's
I'm kidding,
always
I'm
playing.
kidding. Mustafa, I'm your friend, bro. Anyway.
But he is committed to getting better.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, so that is some inside information. I will give you East End insider there. You know what? Let's be real. In looking at the outfielders that are there, you know, we mentioned that there are a lot, but they're not all built equally. And I think the last 2 picks with Naveed Shirali and Musfalam, I think they both have potential. I think they've shown glimpses of greatness with their glove. I think they've shown glimpses of good with their bat, but their bats do have a lot more weight that they can put into it, and I think they are going to get better and better this year. I like the pick. I think it might have been early. I think you could have held off on Mustafa Alam here. I think you could have waited for it to come back. They're picking again in 4 picks.
Yeah, I do agree. I feel like it was a little bit early because, yeah, Mustafa Alam usually has played right field for most of the teams I've seen him on. All right. His arm isn't the strongest. I don't know what he's done in the offseason. Hopefully he strengthened it. But I do agree he could have been a pick that came back to them on the wrap here.
I think we're all there. The next pick came in while we were talking. Anything you want to add on Mustafa Alam, or can I jump to the next one?
Please go ahead.
This next one, the Eagles, again, we talked about Alizia potentially moving to shortstop because of the outfield that they drafted. And then they drafted a shortstop. Nadeem Remtola is the next pick.
Okay.
All right, so Ali and Nuds running it back because they've won together twice in the past. All right, so this kind of makes it interesting because now you can have Ali Zia in the outfield, Salim Rustam in the outfield. You can even put Sasha out there, and then you can have the middle with Nadeem and SK. Really, I also hear SK might pitch again. I don't know about that. I don't want to see him.
We've heard SK in the outfield now, SK at shortstop, and now SK pitching. I think he might just climb the fence and be the umpire this year.
New captain. Let's call it new captain jitters. Again, we're going to chalk it up to that.
Oh, maybe. I think, or he's holding his cards close to his chest, not telling anybody what they're going to do. I like the pick. I think one of the gambles that SK was going to do when he didn't take a shortstop in his first 2 picks was either bank on Nuds dropping to him. Because Nate went right before his pick, right? And I think that's who he wanted ultimately. So bank on Nuds falling to him, or shortstop by committee, or Alizia there. It was one of those 3 options. Now that he's got Nuds, things kind of fall into place. And it's not a foregone conclusion that Alizia doesn't play short, right? Nuds can play second. He can play third. Different GMs and captains rank second base and third base differently. You know, if you asked Ali Manik, he's like, third base, there's nobody there. Nobody hits third base. Everybody hits up the middle. right? If you ask some other GMs, they'll be like, no, third base is more important, right? Because I'll pull hitting, and the league being dominated by right-handed hitters. I don't know. I like the pick. Like, this is generally where he should go. I would have said he should have gone before Mustafa Alam and maybe even before like a Naveed Shirali. But like in and around here is where we anticipated him to fall.
Yeah, but I'll say this about Nuts. He knows the rules. He knows how to work the umps.
He knows baseball. He knows the sport.
He knows everything. There was a game when we won 2 years ago. He stepped on the bag. He's like, Jim, he's out. And Jim's like, nah. He's like, look it up. They talk it over. Jim, you're out. Go back to first base. I'm like, how the heck did you know that? And he's like, I just know the rules. He's like, I wrote half of them or something. But Nuds is a guy you want on your team just because he knows the game.
Listen, he is Mr. Passionate, I would say. Nuds loves the league, JMS. To your point, writes the rules, knows how to persuade people, commanding presence at all times. Also, really good coach to a lot of players coming into the league. He'll always guide to make sure you are playing at 120% at all times.
I asked Mikdad Jaffer last year when we were preparing for our 10-year anniversary. Mikdad started this league. Who do you credit with starting this league? And we wanted to do some sort of interview series, and we never got through it last year. And he said, you can give me the kudos, Mikdad. He said, you give guys like Imran Ibrahim kudos. But he goes, in that same sentence, you have to put Nuds in there.
You have to.
And again, this is something I've never shared before. But then you look back on it, and I've been a part of the league for 10 years now. The only year I didn't play was that fake year one that everyone doesn't want to talk about. And I'll say, Nuds has been a prominent member of the admin the whole way. Yes, he knows the rules in and out. He and to his credit, he's the one that gets the fields for us every year.
Yeah.
Right? The amount of work that he does on the back end, and he deserves his due. Nobody ever says it. Last year you might have said Bobby was the commish. I will tell you, Nuds was a part of all of that as well. Maybe not making the final decision, but he definitely weighed in on everything and had to okay it. So, credit where credit's due. Off the field for JMS, great. On the field for JMS, great.
There you go.
We'll leave it there.
And we'll be able to be doing an interview with him after later on today's break.
That was a good little segue,
Yeah,
as if we didn't have that planned.
Yeah, there we go, right? Hey.
Okay, so you said you were family with Naveed Shirali and some other people, right?
Yes.
How do you feel about playing with family?
I love playing with family, right? You kind of tend to know everyone's nuances and things that kind of make them tick, right? You kind of strategize who in your family can do what, whether on the field, off the field.
Okay.
Listen, I'm not one to get along with my brother on a day-to-day basis, but put me and my brother on Amazing Race, and let me tell you, we're taking home the bag.
Okay, so there's an audition that we can use.
Yeah.
Mo, family, do you like playing with family?
Now, okay, personally, I don't have any brothers. If I did, I would love it.
I'm your brother, bro. I'm your brother.
Cousin,
Come on, man.
No, but I'll say this. Okay, you know what? I'll consider the EastEnders. You know how you call us the MFL gang, the car ride,
that's
the carpool.
that's what I called you before.
Those are my brothers. All right. So if I'm on a team with like TZ or shout out Daniel, all right, those are my guys. I know how they behave. I know how they're going to react. I know what they're going to do, and I love playing with them. That's why we join tournaments together, right? You join with family so you can play together. And if I had the opportunity, I would love to play with my brother or my cousin.
Well, Double A was on the clock, and he picked his brother, Hussein Alidina. So I know I kind of teed that one up for y'all.
Nice.
So now I want to go through this before. It was the last pick of the round. Double A was your GM. He's pitching. Noor is your captain. He's playing shortstop. They took Moj and Taha for the outfield. Hussein Alidina can pitch, can play in the outfield. On this team, he's probably the backup pitcher to his brother. Mm-hmm. He's playing in that outfield. That outfield is Hussein Alidina, Taha, and Moj.
Yep.
I like
especially
especially now if you put Moj into his real role of being a rover, probably the best rover in the league, right? Taha can man left field with all the speed in the world, and now you've got Hus behind Moj to catch anything that Moj has to gamble for. I like that pick there actually.
Yeah. No,
I'm surprised he fell actually there.
Yeah, because he's also a pitcher. So you thought maybe someone would take a gamble and be like, yo, Hus, we remember you in 2020 when you won playoff MVP as a pitcher. Can you do that for us? But Double A's like, nah, I'm taking my brother. If I need to miss a week, he's on the mound, right? And I also think he's played second base a couple of times as well. So another utility player, but I love this outfield so far. Adds more speed to the team. So they added Taha for speed. Hus has speed too. They're doing a great job.
It was a good pick. I like it. I have nothing else to add there.
All right. Well, that concludes the end of round 4. Going into round 5, our sponsor is MHJ Inc., your home one realtor, knocking out deals out of the park.
I love it. I love it.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate
No
it.
said.
Thank you.
So Tigers get another pick. The last pick again for another 14. We got to go through the entire. Everybody else is going to get 2 picks before they get another. We just spoke about their outfield, and now they added something that I think provides them with a more versatility. And their pick there is Hani Momdani. So I ain't saying nothing because I know he's one of. I heard he's an original founder of MFL.
Yeah.
He was part of some Tim Hortons meeting that happened overnight one day. But I'll let you tell me about Hani first.
Well, I'm not going to get into that story because we're here for JMS.
Yeah.
But he is an original founding member of that league. With Hani, when he joined playing softball, he was a stud. We took him into like our first Slam Cup tournament, leadoff hitter, center fielder, flying around. Now, unfortunately, what's set him back is a big knee injury. All right. The recovery process, like we talked to a couple of guys, takes about maybe 2 to 3 years. And he's right around that window about his 3rd year where he should be technically 100%. So I think they're banking on you know what? We're getting Hani back. So if Hani can at least just run, that's all you need him to do because he can still swing a bat. All right. If he can run, hit.
I traded for him last year. He can run.
Yeah.
He can run. That is not a question at all. When he played for me after we made the trade, he hit 556. And I still think he was just trying to figure it out. He was phenomenal, actually. I really like this pick. I actually think that, had people had the interaction that I had with him last year, he might have gone higher, before Mustafa Alam, before Naveed Shirali, because I think you get a little more consistency with Hani. And versatility, infield and outfield,
Yeah.
as opposed to those other 2 guys. Muji?
I think Hani always strives to be better. All right. I know a couple of years ago he did have an injury, if I'm not mistaken, a knee injury, right? But again, always seeing Hani is a pleasure to see. And to your point, he listens. Let's be honest. There's a lot of times when you're picking players or you have teammates, there's some people who are just knuckleheads. They don't listen. You're there for a reason. Hani is not one of those guys. He listens, you direct him, he follows, and he's an overall great person to have on your team.
Yeah.
Echo it. Move on. Next pick, Eagles. Abbas Nasser.
Hey, Fuzzy.
Fuzzy himself. Knows the game.
Yep.
Gold Glove second baseman. Supposedly now he's a third baseman because he played so well last year. And then I heard rumors of him playing in the outfield following Shonley's footsteps. Thoughts?
I love it, man. I was with Fuzzy last year, all right? We put him at third base, locked it down. When we had guys missing the outfield, he went in the outfield, locked it down in left field. He's a winner. He's like a little bit like an assassin. He's quiet. He's deadly with the bat. And you know what? He will pump us up. There was times where we were just like down in our luck, really sour, negative. He's like, guys, let's go. Pick your head up, swing the bat, hit the ball. So I really love it. Alizia, he's running it back now. He's got Abbas Nasser from last year, and then from 2 years ago, he's got Nuds. He's feeling a little nostalgic here with Alizia.
I think SK is relying on Alizia's, I guess his
Guidance.
his guidance. The fact that he has experience in drafting. I think they're actually probably doing this together as opposed to somebody leading the charge. I think they're both putting their input in there, and Abbas Nasser just fits both of their molds that they look for.
Listen, Abbas is my favorite person to see outside of the league. Always bumped him in at Chaiwala, always bumping into at mosque. He really is a shine. And you know what, too? Don't let the grayness that he's developing in his beard fool you.
I didn't say it.
I will say it, right? Abbas,
I have it. I can't say it.
Listen, watching him play MFL his first season, and again, just talking about a different sport, right? He learned the game really well by the end of the season. In JMS, he knows a lot of the guys coming into the league as well. He's an overall great player. And again, for someone you look at, and again, no offense, he knows how to play at every single position. There you go.
Yeah. Actually, I outside of pitching, and we've never even seen him do that. Yeah, you are very right. Actually, I do think he can play in a lot of different positions. Next pick, Lions. TZ went Nate at shortstop. From what we understand, they got Vic in center field. They have Hassan Bedreddin for a big bat. They took Mustafa Alam, and then they took an underrated outfielder, in my opinion, Hussein Shamsi.
St. Thompson. There we go.
Not a great bat. Look, there's no denying it. And it's not up and down. It's just not good. It just never has been good.
Well, it's not even a bat. Like, you need to bring a walker or a walking stick, like, because he's coming to walk.
And that was the joke that was with me for many years. But yeah, very true. He either walks or, he'll hit, let's say, in and around 400, and we can check those stats out. But he does pack some speed. So if he can make contact with the ball, he should be fast enough to get to first base. But he wasn't drafted for his bat. He was obviously drafted here for his glove.
Yeah.
Right? And playing beside Vic, that's gonna provide even more confidence to a guy that had a very good year last year.
Yeah, and I think it kind of fits the theme, He's still a quiet dude. He's going to show up. He's going to do his job. All right?
Oh, yeah, Team Mouse, I forgot.
Yeah, he's quiet. Come on, it's your cousin. That's right. I didn't forget that. But I think I still love this pick because you've kind of solidified a lot more of your outfield. So you have Vic, you have Hussein Shamsi for sure. All right? You can throw Mustafa Alam out there, and potentially now, is Nate going outfield? Is he your shortstop? And Hassan can play infield now too.
Well, could you put Hussein Shamsi at shortstop? Rumor has it he's done it at a tournament.
I wouldn't trust that. I'd rather have Nate there.
Where did they go in the tournament?
Oh, I wasn't playing. I don't think I think actually I heard they lost in the finals of the SSAF to you guys.
That's right. We're champions at the SSAF over here.
Bucks were next. We were talking about pitchers, and there was 4 or 5 teams that needed a pitcher, and a pitcher was just taken. Asad Nasser.
You know what? I'll say this. I know you kind of said his bat is a little wonky.
No, it's way better.
Yeah, no,
way better.
That's what I'm saying. I faced him. I feel bad. Like, back-to-back finals, Asad's bat was on fire. I thought he was potentially going to win playoff MVP.
He hit a triple. That first final you were talking about,
Yeah.
he played on my squad. He hit a triple.
Yeah, over Alizia's head.
In the finals.
Yeah.
Had we won that championship, mark my words, you can ask anybody that was there, he was our finals MVP. He was a playoff MVP.
Yeah, 100%.
So, yeah.
No, and I think, you know what? With his pitching, you know what you're going to get. He's going to talk. He's going to chirp. But that's part of his game. I don't talk back because I know it's feeding him. So I'm not trying to give a guy his own edge to have one over me.
So are you telling me everybody now that comes up is not going to talk and chirp back to us?
No, they already know that. If you don't know that chirping is part of Usad's game, you're still too new to the league. You know it's part of his game. You're either going to feed into it or you're going to chirp back. Do whatever you want. Us is going to play his game. I am really happy with this pick for them because you know what? He's a buck. He's with Moose. I think he kind of fits the jersey. It looks kind of good on him as well. We're not getting the purple ones. I wish we brought the purple ones back.
Okay, so now here's the real challenge. Does Usad come with a matching pair of Jordans to that Bucks purple jersey?
Oh yeah, 100%. 100%.
It's happening.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
I back Usad. I love Usad. And you know what? I think this is the year he's really going to go for it. And he's trying to back-to-back finals losses. You know he's chomping at the bit to get.
I'll tell you this, and I want to get your thoughts, Boji, but I'll tell you that Usad, we were talking about most improved from some other players said about Shanley. To me, over the course of the past 3 years, Usad's been the most improved. Not only forget about his pitching has gotten better, which was great. His bat's gotten significantly better, but even his IQ in baseball has gotten a lot better. I saw him field ground balls this year, right, and make the correct play where he looked somebody off and threw to first, right, holding that runner. I think Usad from years past may not have known to do that. So, you add in all of these intangibles, him going early last year, the only pitcher that was going to go above him this year would have been Mickey and Hoos as that versatility player.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's a really good pick for a team that needs a pitcher.
Listen, Usad is Mr. Mouth himself. Okay, let's be frank over here, right? And I think that's one of the reasons why having Moose on the team as well, if he really wants someone to say anything, he'll let Usad do the talking for everyone on that team, right? Usad, one thing about him, you can't mess with him. He's, in terms of IQ, when it comes to certain things, you're talking about someone you can give it out to, he'll dish it right back. And to your point, I think now it's come to the point with him is he wants to get better as an overall player, right? And again, Usad, he's a renowned pitcher for the league. And again, we've talked about this as well. Being a pitcher for any team is probably one of the most pressurizing situations to be on any single team. And he handles it well. So now to your point, his bat's getting better. He's always been a good, solid pitcher. But now his IQ is getting better, and I can't wait to see him this year.
You know what surprised me about Usad as well, and then I'll stop on this point. He shows up to practice. Shows up to practice every single week. a lot of teams have closed door practices. You don't know who's there, who's not. Sometimes you're fortunate enough to be invited to another team's practice.
Yeah.
Asad was one of those guys that I know showed up to practice for his team last year, and the year before showed up every week for us as well. So, kudos to Asad. Great pick there. Here's the next pick. I think this is a pick that will surprise people, but isn't surprising to me at all. Wolves, Vergi, all vibes, so on and so forth. This one, he did not pick a family member, or at least I don't think they're related. Ali Kareem. Lefty.
Yep.
Can hit, plays tennis. I think he plays cricket as well, since that's the theme of today. But this guy can hit.
Yes.
And he was Mr. Triple in the finals that was 60 feet away from our championship. So I really like the Ali Kareem pick. Thoughts?
It's redemption, I think. Ali Manik probably, texted them. He's like, hey, get Ali Kareem. Let's get our redemption moment. Let me keep him on 3 and not send him. All right. And we'll get that championship. But I do love Ali Kareem. I just saw him playing cricket. He's a phenomenal cricketer. He plays one of the toughest positions in the back when it comes to cricket. So I also love his bat. It's got power where people, I don't think they understand. He's got a great swing.
And he hits it clean. It's not like it's fluke.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I think if he gets out or he fouls a ball off, it's fluke. He really tattoos the ball.
Yeah. No, I like this pick for them. In terms of position, I think they have a couple of options if they want to put him second base, maybe third, but I like him at 2.
He played a little bit of everywhere in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I think he's slowly but surely becoming a little more of a Swiss Army knife.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's been tested in the outfield yet, but in the infield, I've seen him play at a couple different places. I'm not sold. I'm sold on his arm. It's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
His glove's gotten better. I'm not sold on it for like a shortstop. But if you're looking to hold down third base, stop the ball, and make an easy throw to second, I think he could be that guy. Definitely at second base, though.
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right, moving on.
So I'm gonna say his name and I'm gonna throw it to you.
All right, let's go.
I think you got some history with this guy, so I'll let you think about it. Owls, the positionless Owls right now. They take Mr. Bugs himself, Imran Morali.
There we go. Listen, Bugs, in my opinion, is a very underrated player. Listen, he's our boy. He came back last year swinging. From my inside information, the little did I know, a lot of people went, "What the hell, Bugs? You told everyone you were coming off injuries. You were coming off a bad situation." And last year, he just comes back knocking it out of the park. And let me tell you, he might be taking some advice from some of the older guys with AK and Mudge. He's been really taking care of himself, and he's taking the game more seriously than ever.
I mean, I think he's a lot healthier because he dropped to like under 200 pounds.
Yes.
And he's taking batting practices.
Okay, this is some new inside information here.
Listen, that's
In
what happens
all
with
the
boys.
years I've been an insider, I've never mentioned somebody's weight or weight class.
Hey, whoa,
listen.
we celebrate. We're body positive here.
Okay.
Shout out to Bugs. We know he's putting in the work.
Yep.
We love Bugs, all right? And I know he bought a new bat, I think, and he's ready to. We're all just waiting for the weather.
Yeah.
He wants to be outside. He wants to take rips with the bat, and I know he can't wait for the season to start.
Talk about someone who has an itch to play. Biggest itch I've seen.
Well, look, it's WrestleMania season. I know he's a wrestling fan, so I'll call it that. So am I.
Yeah, there you go.
So I guess I gotta call him and celebrate 200 pounds and WrestleMania.
There you go.
Let's move on to the next pick. I've been curious to see what happens with this pick or with this player. The Falcons selected Jaffer Kermali. Now, the reason why I say I was interested to see where Jaffer goes is I think his draft stock dropped a little bit because he's coming off an injury. And we're not talking about his health issues from before, but we're actually talking about him slipping on black ice.
Yeah.
And hurting his shoulder. So I heard he can run. I heard he can catch. I heard he can hit. Don't know if he can throw. So that's an interesting play, and I think that's why his draft stock dropped a little bit here. Thoughts on the Falcons taking Jaffer Kermali?
Well, see, that's where you're the ultimate insider because I didn't even know about the black ice. See, this is why you're still number one. Don't worry about it. Your job's safe. But I agree. I thought, I call him JK because we got AK and JK. So Jaffer's stock certainly.
But he's not a
dropped.
joke.
No, definitely not a joke. When I came
JK.
in, I could see him hit home runs. Some of it dropped off. He had a bad season by his standards.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Jaffer has high standards. I think a lot of people expect a lot more from him. So this could be an ultimate steal for Kizer and Minhal, right? Because if he picks up the power again, you kind of have a little bit of protection for Minhal. right? And you could throw him in the outfield.
Zane is protection for Minho. That's what Zane was drafted for primarily.
That's better than you got 3 guys with power. Then that's even better.
Well, if Jaffer can come back to form, yeah, like he had a rough year last year. Now, if you're telling me he can't throw with a shoulder injury, maybe that does impact his swinging as well. So I don't know. I'll leave that one to you guys.
We'll see it at week 1. But I love this pick. Joffer's great. Ultimate like character guy, ultimate teammate. I've always heard great things about Joffer. I've seen him in the community as well. So he's always welcoming, always saying salam. Great pickup for kids during this team.
All right, moving right along.
Next round.
That ends off our round 5. Going into round 6, our round 6 sponsor is Your Care Pharmacy, where you come first. Free delivery anywhere in the GTA.
Anywhere?
Anywhere in the GTA.
I think as soon as you said anywhere, we both kind of looked and said, what? Okay.
GTA is pretty big.
GTA is pretty big.
Hey, man.
There you go.
I like it.
That service.
So, Falcons, last pick again for another 14. We know how the snake draft works here. Maybe to hedge the bet on taking Jaffer and not knowing what form Jaffer will be in, they take Tayshaun Sutherland.
I kind of think this is a steal. I thought maybe, you know what, Tayshaun had a small sample size. He was a reserve last year.
On my team.
So, either you got to see him play or you didn't, right? So some guys didn't know they were just saw his stats, right? I think he passes the eye test. I liked how he played against us. He's got great speed. And, I think once he learns the league a little better, he's going to be a steal for this team. And you're right. Maybe you could throw Joffer at first, and you got Tayshaun on the outfield as well.
Any guy that shows up to practice in a Kobe Bryant jersey is my kind of guy. So there's some more inside information. Tayshaun showed up to practice in a Kobe. I think it was a Lower Marion jersey, but really good guy. He does pass the eye test. Really small sample size. What is he going to do? Right? And what kind of impact will he have? Everybody generally has a good year when they don't know you. Now we've got hit charts. Now we've got players that are going to line up and play against you. And other teams watch that. So does he have the dynamic to be able to pull the ball and hit it oppo and really leverage his speed, right? His glove was good, but again, small sample size. So, I think he's got it. He was on my team.
Yeah.
But I think it's a small sample size, and, I think it is a steal for now, but it could be a complete bust as well if he doesn't pan out. So, and then you've got Jaffer hurt and Tayshaun that didn't work out. I think there's a lot riding on that part of the outfield.
Well, if you think about it this way now, you have Chima, Zane, and then potentially Joffer and Tayshaun. So that's filled out your outfield.
Yeah.
It just depends how you want to line up everybody. They could also get somebody else to plug in maybe right field or as a rover, and Joffer could play first base potentially if he can't throw.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. That's actually a very okay.
There's a possibility.
No, and there's still outfielders on the board, so it's not as if that actually scenario doesn't work. I wonder if Kizzer and Minhal were thinking that at the draft table.
Or maybe they didn't know about the black ice.
Well, no, I'm sure they know about the black ice.
Not everyone can get inside information all the time, right?
Hey.
Next pick is a pitcher. Wasn't a pitcher until he became a pitcher.
Yeah.
I heard he was just thrown into it at a tournament one time. Tayyib Usby.
Okay.
Second year in the league, was brand new last year. I heard that he became a pitcher by default because they didn't have one at a tournament. I think you were on that team.
No, I know about that team. What I heard was that he's the last hockey guy. This is what we're talking about with Matt,
okay.
Right?
Okay.
So there was Alam Salef and Tayyib. All right. So Tayyib, by the way, reigning champ that won as the pitcher last year on our team. Rookie pitcher that took us to the finals and rocked it. The story with him becoming a pitcher, they didn't have one for the Salam Cup tournament. They played in Pool C and they just threw him out there, right? And he did great. Obviously, they didn't win, unfortunately, but I think from that point forward, he's hooked. He's their default Monks pitcher. He's the pitcher that won with Kamani last year, so I think there's some familiarity there. For him, I think there's two things. He's got to add a secondary pitch, because you as kind of a pitcher, he just kind of
he's just throwing it in there. Yeah.
And then I think he just got to figure out something with his bat. Another lefty. All these hockey guys are lefties for some reason, and he has untapped potential with power. He started to figure it out in the playoffs because he hit really well for us in the playoffs, getting singles, clutch doubles when we needed him.
There's
and
some
he was
inside
batting
information.
Eighth. He was batting 8th. I think he should be batting much higher.
Much higher?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then 8th, for sure. He should be 6 or 5 for some teams.
Mochi, do you know anything about Tayyib? Because I met him last year.
Listen, I saw Tayyab at a close practice again with Naveed and those guys when they were getting ready for Salam Cup. And he's taking this really seriously. To your point, he came in as a fresh pitcher. He won last year as a new pitcher for the Owls, right? And I think that's what Mustafa is going for at this point. He wants that comfortability a little bit. He wants to see maybe can he run it back with a little bit some of his guys, and especially giving as a GM selecting that pitcher again. You're making a statement. You're making a statement. Goes, I trust this guy. He took me where I needed to go last year, and I'm going to run it back with him.
Better to know who you have than not knowing anything at all, right? Taking a risk, and a pitcher is not a place that you want to risk, right?
Mm-hmm.
You want a guy that can consistently hit the mat,
There
right?
we go.
And we know that Tayev can do that. Speaking of pitchers and maybe a hybrid player, next pick Wolves, Imtiaz Kara.
Wow. So this is also becoming a team that's a little bit positionless. So Empty started with us on the team last year, all right? And he would come into like as a closer. So he could pitch if you need him to. He could also play shortstop if you need him to. Also, third base. One of the founding members of the league, from what I'm told, right?
Yep.
Ultimate vet. It's like having a third coach on your team.
He's Manik's uncle, so that fits the mold here. He's pitching for them.
Okay.
They have the Wolves are not drafting a pitcher. They are not taking another pitcher, or if they are, they're taking a backup pitcher. Empty's pitching for this team because I look at it and maybe actually he's the hedged bet for Manik if Manik can't play shortstop,
That makes sense.
right? Or third base,
Yep.
right? And then maybe Manik because of injuries or his boot or him playing pickles or whatever he plays, he can go to first base at that point, and Empty plays third. So I think there's a hedging of the bet there against somebody, which nothing wrong with at all. I did it when I drafted Manik a couple of years ago coming off the injury.
Yeah, because you can even still have AR at short too. This team has
I know.
options.
Yeah.
They have, and you know what? He was great with the bat for us too. He's one of those guys. He likes to pick his spots. He reads the defense.
You don't
He's
send him a pitch on the mat, he's not swinging.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Imdi's one of those guys. His age has also been redacted by a lot of files because, again, he's been coaching. He's been playing with these guys for such a long time. You know, he's consistent. You're right.
Yeah.
And again, for him being on Virgi's team, being so long in the league, understandably speaking, where he's being placed is kind of all over the place with Virgi's team. But he's just picking guys that are just solid, and Imti's one of those guys.
Yeah, you know what you're going to get, and
Yeah.
you're going to deal with it. I think the best thing about this pick also is Empty comes with a lot of leadership, but they don't need it.
Yeah.
This is where you can just sit down and play.
Then you know what he's bringing? He's bringing class.
Exactly. He's coming in there, though. Like, look, you've got Virgi, you've got Manik, you've got AR, right? Then you have a former GM in Ado, right? You have Shanley, who we know has leadership, just needs to find his voice a little more, in my opinion. Yo, you've got, like, Empty.
Yeah.
Come, play,
Yeah.
leave.
Yeah.
And you're chilling, right? But I think with the experience that he brings in sports in general, he has a lot that he can add in terms of value if they need to pivot. Next pick. I like this pick. I think it's a very, very surprising pick to some, not to me. The Bucks select Muhammad Ali Daramshi.
I'm actually a huge fan of this pick. All right. I think he was playing third base last year.
Yeah.
And he was making some picks that just made our team go, whoa, did he really do that? He knows how to stop the ball. He can make that throw from third. And then with the bat, he has some, he has a little bit of pop in there. So even in the infield, he can rip it. It comes hard, and it's on a line drive. I really believe Daramshi has a possibility to go maybe even yard if he can kind of tool some things together. And I think they're locking down their infield there.
I like him. I like him. And I echo everything you said. And I think he earned third base last year. And I think he earns more this year. Mm-hmm. Anything else you want to add there?
Please go ahead.
Next pick. It came in, and I'm itching to break it. Lions select Sayed Raza.
Okay.
A.K.A. Amar.
AKA, holy crap, you can hit. That's what it was. I don't think anybody really knew him last year.
Call him Mr. Wowzers.
He was insane. Like, we're looking at this guy, we're like, holy crap. Just tattoos the ball, just spanks the ball. So very, very impressed by that pick. And now giving some more protection to the rest of the team. Mm-hmm. Thoughts?
Now, yeah, see, I think this is where he's a little bit hot cold. So he can get really hot with the bat. He
Okay.
can tattoo it, blast it, and it's the other side of the ball. Because you know what? In softball, two sides to the game. You got to be able to play defense. So I think him falling here, it actually makes sense. This is the right pick for him to go to. He's a little bit weak. I think he signed up as a second baseman, potentially first. He played with us in a couple of tournaments. And you know what? He is a great team guy. And I think he told us he's still kind of coming off an injury. He used to actually pitch and he plays
Okay.
softball in another league. So I think he's still kind of recovering, and he's kind of working back towards his defensive side of the ball. But you know what? This is another teammate that Talib's running it back with. So he was a reserve for Talib last year.
Yeah,
He's
but
running it back with Talib.
He was one of those guys that we were all itching to come in full time, and I'm glad that he came in this year.
Yeah.
We are 2 picks away from the break, and I just saw that there's been some timeouts taken. Actually, that's something we haven't mentioned yet.
Okay.
So I've been on that hot seat, and we'll talk about it in the second half of the draft because that's usually where I took my timeouts. But I think 5 of the 7 teams have already taken a timeout
Wow.
to question the picks that they wanted to do, get strategy, or maybe we'll see some trades happen in the war room on the other side of the draft. 2 picks left. Let's get to them. They're both just been made. The Eagles select, and this one's interesting, Hani Jamal.
Honey Jamal.
Yeah.
How do you take somebody's brother?
Hey man, it happens. There's you probably know this stat of how many brother combos, cousin combos there are in the league.
Oh, it was insane. I think actually one year we tinkered with it to see if we could do a brothers GM draft.
Wow.
Right? Where you had 2 brothers that were the GM and captain, and they would draft.
We don't know you were that though, I think.
Well, so they would have been a part of it, but obviously they wouldn't have got a pick for the first 4 rounds, given how good those 2 brothers are. But yes, there are a ton of brothers. SK takes Hani, who's Kizer's brother. Last year he showed up in Converse and was sliding everywhere.
Yeah.
And then he finally got cleats.
Yeah.
He also had a very inappropriate profile picture, with his shirt unbuttoned there a little bit, looking like Amitabh. But, we got that rectified. We got that fixed. I like the pick, man. Hani, from I don't know him very well. From what I know, he played a little bit. He left. He came back. He was pretty solid, and he was fast.
Yeah, he is the ultimate team player. You saw my cricket like I did.
Yes.
He actually.
Oh, so this is another cricket guy.
There's another cricket guy.
I'll say this from cricket. He unfortunately lost in the finals, but he still won MVP of the cricket tournament during Ramadan.
Okay.
So that's just putting it out there. This guy is a gamer. All right. And I think if he's coming back, he's slowly learning the game of softball again. So he's already an outfielder. You know where you can plug him. Put him at a rover, put him in right field. He'll get the job done. I still think he's figuring out the next step of his bat, and that's what's exciting.
Listen, you even mentioned how do you pick your brother? My little bit of inside information in history that I have with Hani Jamal. Me and Hani I played my first year in football, MFL, with Hani Jamal and Kizer as our QB. 2 years into the league, I kind of wanted to change. Kizer's my boy, don't get me wrong, he was my first QB, but I kind of wanted to change. Kizer was a little sour about it. We're all past it. But me and Hani both went to Kumail Magani's team, and guess what? I won my first MFL championship
There you go.
with Hani Jamal. Always a pleasure to see him, and let alone not just a cricket guy, also a pickleball guy. I think he could have destroyed. I think he's one of the guys who destroyed Manik, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm not too sure. Don't correct me on that. A little bit of a newer insider guy, but hey, all-around athlete, loves playing the sports, and in general, community guy, loves being a team player.
I echo it. I agree from the little that I know of him. But clearly I don't know much about picking pickles or playing MFL or cricket. Last pick of this round before we break. First half of the draft will be completed after this. This is a guy that brought it back. He was picked late last year by me. Deserved to go higher, and he did go higher this year. Bobby Brawani.
Hey,
Can we just hold on? Bobby B. He deserves that round of applause for all the work that he does for the league, number one. And funny information I found out from you, he was actually the first overall pick in the first year of JMS.
First ever draft
Yeah.
pick.
Keep in mind, 11 years ago, guys.
yeah,
And you know what? He probably still looks the same.
Yes.
he looks great. He looks great.
And based on the shorts that he plays with, I think those are 11 years old too. Bobby gives you some versatility, but if you look at this team, he fits in. He's obviously very good friends with Hus Saladina, good friends with Double A, good friends with Noor and Muzammil Jaffer. I think it just works here altogether. And he's a guy that actually can play multiple positions. So be on the lookout for him not just being second base, though that is where he's best.
Yeah.
But I can see him, moving to third. He played rover for the Wolves a couple years ago, so that'll be surprising. But yeah, that's the first half of the draft.
Perfect.
We got a 15-minute break, I think.
Yes, we do. Guys, we are done the first half of the draft. We're going to take a short little break, trying to catch our breaths a little bit, drink some more water, as you can see, and just kind of touch base with what's going on in the war room downstairs. We hope you guys are enjoying the stream so far. Keep the comments coming. We really do appreciate it. See you guys soon.
spend time with us and hang out with us, and we appreciate it. And the league doesn't happen without everyone, whether they're a player, a captain, someone who just comes by and hangs out with the guys.
I really appreciate you mentioning that as well. And yeah, I do come out anytime I can because of the huge community group that we are involved in with the JMS community over here. And to your point, when people do sign up, they kind of know what they're getting into. You know, you're taking your whole entire Sunday in pivotal months where, you know, families are, you know, planning vacations or families are doing other things. So for a bunch of people to decide every Sunday we're committing to this league must be a little bit overjoyed for you guys as a committee.
Thank you. Yeah, my wife's watching right now. Thank you. Reminding all our lovely families. No, it's, again, we can't do it without the commitment from the players, the families. There's not enough that I can say about everyone who's been involved from day one. I got to give a big shout out to McDad for starting all of this. But yeah, it's been great. Every year I say I'm gonna take a step back, and Bobby calls me and yells at me.
They pull you right back in, don't they? You know what? Especially considering how many players have come in now at this point, with the reserves coming up, with some even reserves going higher in the rounds. I mean, people have always wanted the demand to, you know, expand the league from 7 to 8 teams. Now, I know that comes with challenges. Set the record straight. What's the decision you guys, as, you know, an admin in the league, are trying to look at when it comes to making those type of decisions?
Well, I mean, there's logistics, right? We need to get the field for longer. We need umpires. We need we need more help with the admin, right? There's a lot of little committees and stuff like that, and they all do such a great job, whether it's the field committee, the social committee, countless other ones that I thankfully don't have to involve myself with and upset people that I'm going to be intervening and whatnot. But there's a lot of different groups and a lot of people, and there's 84 full-time players, and probably half of them are involved in some way, shape, or form, if not more. And to expand the league, we would just need more people jumping in and helping out, because I've been in this league for 11 years since day one, and I've been on the admin team for 10 years, and it's a lot, and a lot of guys are helping out a lot, and we just need those guys to keep coming forward and giving us a hand on little things. And it doesn't have to be something major. I'm trying to get my son to come out and start cleaning the fields before the games.
There you go.
Hopefully he'll watch this tomorrow and be very happy about that and not upset about it, to be waking up at 7 in the morning and getting out on the field. But we just need a lot of that.
Start them young, right?
Start them young, and hopefully I can change the rules so that he can play in a few years. He's only 6.5, but I'm going to try to change the rule to get him in at 12.
Will be great to see, instead of expanding to 8 teams, maybe expanding to a little league type of situation, right? Just to, put that out there in the universe. Who knows?
I mean,
right? It is a family league. A lot of kids do come out to watch the games and whatnot too. What if it's not a nice big jump start to start a little league division more than going into 8 teams, right?
It's a great idea. Well, I think I found us a commissioner right here.
But you know what?
It is a great idea. You're absolutely right, and we've talked about it. Actually, someone from a different league came and approached me on it recently. I don't know if you were there for that conversation, but someone did approach me on it, and there has been some talk about just starting something small, whether it's 2 teams, 3 teams, 4 teams, something small. So stay tuned. If we can get some admin help on that, it might be something that can happen, and we would love to. Just bringing up that next generation. As a kid, that's what kept me out of trouble, was playing sports all weekend, every weekend. Parents didn't really have much of a life on the weekend, but it kept me out of trouble, and it kept me, to this day, still playing sports.
And you know what? You guys have mentioned admin help and everything, too, to help you guys. Let people know out there who are watching, even people who are players, how they can get more involved with you guys, and what type of help do you guys need as fast as possible.
Absolutely. You can message Bobby Barwani, and he's going to hate me for that. But you can, all jokes aside, you can approach any one of us. We're very accessible. We're very happy to hear that people want to get involved, and we can always find a place for people. So, whether it's a huge task or a small thing, you can just reach out, and we're happy to put you somewhere where you'd like to be involved, and grow that for you over time.
Perfect. Any quick rule changes and everything that are being implemented, people are wanting to know?
Not much right now.
Okay.
Maybe
No. Okay, fine. Well, we'll keep that on the
Get
side.
some noise in the
Yeah,
background.
no
you can
worries.
tell,
That's
but-
fine. We'll end it off. How are you feeling about your team so far this year?
Oh, yeah, amazing. I mean, Sasha, Salim, Alizia, like, I want people to hit the ball to the outfield.
There we go.
Hani, and then my infield, Abbas, Muhammad Ali, like, it's crazy. Hit the ball to the outfield. Let Alizia gather it up. I'm good.
Go from there.
Yeah, exactly.
Nuds, I appreciate you coming on with me
you.
today. Thank you so much for everything that you guys do. I wish you guys all the best this year in this
Appreciate it.
season.
Thanks for everything you do for us. We appreciate
Then
it.
always, no, anytime. All right. With that said, I would like to bring back our panelists, RC, and your favorite East Ender, Mr. Mamali himself. Guys, it's been an exciting first half of our draft so far. We're getting a ton of feedback. Thank you guys for tuning in. We really appreciate it. We love your comments. We love your reactions to some of the picks and everything so far. And we're just glad we're able to cultivate this type of situation for you guys to tune into. So again, thank you guys for all the listeners. We're going to jump right into it. How about that? Right?
Why don't we do a recap and show
Okay.
another special feature?
Top of that. Well,
You know what? Let's catch up because I think we're actually behind right now.
I think
good.
people want to see the board. All
right, show me the board, show
They're
the
like,
board, show the
where's
board.
the like? How do we see the board? How
Show
is
the-
the team so
show
far?
the board.
Show the board. Just
So-
for like 2 seconds, we'll do a quick recap.
Again, going into the War Room feature that we have, now we have a new feature that just got installed, I guess you could say, which is the JMS Draft board, as you can see. We'll periodically get into that, but it'll definitely be posted at the end of the night for you guys to take a look at where the standings are, who got picked where, and which team you're on if your captain hasn't got back to you yet on that.
No, I think we should just do quickly, just teams as they are. You can
Go
just
for it.
Alternate teams if you want. Let's
Please.
start off with who had the first pick. Kizzer, Minhal with the Falcons. This is who they've taken so far. All right, Kizzer's taken Chima, Mickey, Zayn Bobat, Jaffer Karmali, Tayshawn, Sean Shamji. No, sorry, Tayshawn.
Tayshawn. Yep, the Owls have taken the Owls, Mustafa Kamani, Umair Ali. Their first pick was Hussein Bedruddin. They went Abbas Fazal, Hisham Ali, Bugs, or Skinny Bugs, and Tayyib. Tayyib Azmi was their last pick before the break.
Yeah. Then we jump into Virji with AR. He took Manik, Adil Jaffer, Sean Ali Nasser, Ali Kareem, and Empty.
The Bucks, Mason Jaffer and Moose. They took AK, Hack, Naveed Shirali, Asad Nasser, and then Muhammad Ali Daramshi.
Okay. The next team, we got Lions with TZ and Vic. They got Nate, Hassan Bedruddin, Mustafa Alam, Hussein Shamsi, Syed Raza, a.k.a. Ammar.
SK is managing the Eagles this year. He had Ali Zia as his captain. He took Sasha, Salim Rustam, Nuds, as we just heard from, and Abbas Nasser with Kizzer's brother, Hani Jamal.
Yeah. And lastly, but not least, we got AA managing with Noor. They took Mudj, Taha, Hus, Hani Mamdani, and Bobby to end off the first half of the draft. Now we can jump into it, starting with our sponsor.
Perfect. Awesome. So our round 7 sponsor is GTA North Periodontics and Endodontics. Rooting for your teeth since day one.
So, one thing that we've never really done in this draft, and it's exhausting. You know, I know I've done this a couple of years. You guys have done it in other leagues. But the one thing that we've never done is actually ever stood up. So I want you guys to stand up for a moment. I'm asking you guys to stand up. And this might be the first time I ever get a standing ovation. Thank you. I am the next pick. I had to set myself up for it. It was the only time I ever got one, and we got it on camera. The Tigers, with their next pick, just selected me. I've never been a Tiger. I think I'm winning the championship.
I think we'll nickname RC Tony.
Hey, you can call me whatever you like if it comes with a ring. We're a little bit behind on the picks there, but I'll leave it to you to analyze my pick. But I think it's a great pick.
I mean, in your own words, when we talked leading up to this live, you're like, I'm probably going somewhere around 6, 7. All right. And you went exactly where you said you would. And I think this helps out with this team exactly what they need. All right. You already got Noor, AA, Mudj, Taha, Hus. You're cleaning up, Rover? You're a third pitcher now if they need it in a really emergency basis.
Or a newer pitch last year, so I couldn't even be a fourth.
So this team has options. This team has vibes because I think you've played with Bobby before, which is great. You had Noor last year.
I've played with all of them, except for actually Mudj.
Yeah.
So,
I've never played with Mudge. So I played with all the rest of them. But everything I said about Mudge before, I take it back. Like, like absolutely the best first round pick that we've ever seen.
listen, at this point, you do well this season in JMS. Chamsi, I think you have a spot in next year's Ramadan cricket team.
Hey, I might be able to get in. This is a working audition.
There you go.
Let's move forward. Now, next pick, probably worst pick in the draft. I can't believe we have this player being picked. I'll pass it over to the other side of the table with Mo Ali. Mo Ali to the Eagles. Well, now, no standing O. That's fine. At least we know where the love is.
I mean, I don't know if it counts with 3 people, and there's some people in this room sitting. You can't see them. But, yes, you know what? We went during our break. Apparently, there's a fight over me. So I take a lot of pride in that. And you know what? Ali Zia is just like, yo, we're running it back. We're going for number 3 together. So I know what I'm getting with my captain, Ali Zia. I've never played with SK before, but I've heard tremendous things about him. Great leader.
One of the best teammates.
You know what? I know he's a guy who's always there, ready to put in the work. I'm looking forward to that.
Mikdad Jaffer once was asked in a live or something like that, who his favorite teammates were, and he mentioned a couple people. I don't think SK was playing softball at that time, but I can assure you, anybody that you've asked that's ever played with him will tell you that he is one of the best teammates. Whether you need somebody to get in your face, whether you need somebody to kind of put your hand around your shoulder and teach you, but somebody that's also willing to put the work in. And we were talking about Mustafa Alam earlier, how he's got his own pitching machine and so on. I think you fit in really, really well with that team. And I think you're going to do really, really well for them.
Well, we're running it back with some people. I've played with Nuds. He broke my pick by accident. It's okay. But me and Nuds, we won a championship together. Fuzzy, I saw him. He announced my pick, and I'm like, hey, we're running it back again. So there's 3 to 4 guys Ali Zia has experience winning championships with. Plus, you know what? Personally, I'm very excited the opportunity to play with Sasha. Never played with Sasha.
Oh, phenomenal.
Only best guy in the league. And I look forward to it. And I know he has great hitting tips.
I've known Sasha for probably about 25 years, maybe a little bit longer. From when we used to play basketball together. I think I was in high school or maybe even younger. He was a great guy then, and I think he's become even better as a coach and a captain. And he'll give you some leadership that I don't think you'll get from anywhere else, because he's got the old school mentality, but he knows how to do it in a nice, positive way, which is the new way of life that we live in. Mudge.
I think, personally speaking, Mamali, you're no stranger to winning championships. We know this, right? But a lot of people don't know is you captain a lot of other sports as well. We have won championships in football together as well. And I think SK being a newer GM in this situation, and looking at you have Fuzzy, Nadeem, Hani, Jamal, and everything as well, I think you fit extremely well and can guide and help with your leadership with this team and everything as well. A great pick to see you go.
Well, this 7th round is pretty heavy already, bro. I think we should just cut it here.
The draft's done. Like
Tigers Eagles final, right?
Yeah, thank you guys for tuning in.
Next pick. I'm gonna call this guy Kid. Just because when I see him, I call him Kid. Surprised the heck out of me every single time I see him come to the plate, because he literally is a loot bag. You never know what you're gonna get. He's a guy that can hit the fence, and then hit the fence behind him as well. Next pick for the Lions, Hassan Banju.
HP.
No.
There's 1 HP.
Oh.
You're
1 HP.
You're a Mudgy.
Yeah.
There's a Mudge.
Yeah.
There is already an HP.
Okay,
The original.
okay.
The Ageless Wonder.
Okay.
This is Hassan Banju.
Okay, sorry, my bad.
Now, I will say with Hassan Panju, if there's like a most improved player for me, it was Hassan Panju last year.
Yeah.
All right. I think he took a big step with his bat. Like you mentioned, from where he started in this league to what he was doing last year. And everyone, especially on our team, we remember, unfortunately, how their season ended. He ripped a ball to my glove. I caught it, thankfully, alhamdulillah. Caught that ball.
But it hurt a little, right?
I will also shout out Shoaib. We'll talk about that later. He moved me over to the exact position. But Hassan Panju, I'll say this. If that ball gets through, double, and they've taken the lead in that game.
Yeah, I will say that, from an attitude perspective, really, really good kid. From a player perspective, definitely on that most improved list.
Yeah.
And there's not much else I can say about it. I'm curious to see if he follows it up, or was it a one-hit wonder?
I'm expecting big things. I think if he cleans up defensively and he picks up the pop with the bat, it's a great. I think it's a little bit of a steal for Talib right here.
Definitely. Anything to add on HP? Or Hassan Panju, sorry.
Listen, it's not one person I kind of know personally speaking, but from my understanding, he's a well-rounded player, good to have on your team, right? I mean, considering he's on Team Mouse, does he have at least a mouth to to go with anything else? So we're still quiet on this team.
We're still very, very quiet. I think you are going to be an honorary member of this team because they need some sound.
Yeah, I think so.
They need some sound. I think you and Mateen should obviously be on this team as a tag team. And I think they're going to need your voice.
Listen, TZ, Vic, let me know if you guys need audio recordings or anything of that sort, a megaphone situation. I'll hook you guys up, not to worry.
Bucks on the clock. I don't know what you guys know about this guy. I've got a lot to say. Bucks select Mujtaba Alibai.
I will say this: I don't know anything about him. Very limited information because I believe he was a reserve. I'm going to leave it to you. You can let all our viewers know what they need to know about him.
I don't have to say anything. Go on to jmsleague.com. Go to 2025 hitting stats. And the first name that you will see is him. Now, he only had 5 at-bats.
Yeah.
He had 4 hits.
Yeah.
But he was the league leader with an average of 800. Much valued by somebody I know personally. Joined the league last year, was upset that he wasn't a full-time player. I was really hoping that he'd sign up again this year, and he did. I think he showed flashes of being a gamer, even though he might be new to softball or baseball. He is an actual cricket guy.
Okay.
And very good at it from what I understand. Obviously, hitting 4 for 5 in the JMS debut is great. So now I'm curious to see how it translates over a full year. Is he able to keep up with the game? Does he know enough about the game? He's on a team that obviously... There's family on the team. Mm-hmm. There's people that will be able to guide him. But when you're thrown into the spotlight or there's a ball coming at you, well, you got to stop it. You got to catch it. You got to transfer it. You got to throw it. Do you know all of those things and where to go? Because we do get crafty in the league, right? Mm-hmm. And so he's a guy that we should look out for that could be an X factor. If he gets it, that team has added an asset. Mm-hmm. If he doesn't, it's a work in progress. That doesn't mean that he might not be the asset towards the end of the year.
Where do you see him slotting in defensively?
That's where I'm a little confused because, look, you've got Mason in center field. You've got Moose at short. You've got AK, let's hypothetically say, at third. Naveed and Hack are going to play in the outfield. Asad is pitching. You've got Muhammad Ali Daramshi now, who might slide to second. Mm-hmm. Or maybe you put AK at first, and Muhammad Ali Daramshi plays third.
Yeah.
And Mujtaba Alibai plays second. Or maybe he becomes your rover and you just take a flyer on him. You've got 3 legit outfielders behind him.
Yep.
Right? So, hey, go out there and see if you can make magic happen. Next pick to the Wolves, staying on the vibes.
Yep.
And this is, I call him the one-sleeve bandit, Raza Jaffrey himself. And if you don't know the one sleeve, show up to any JMS game that he's playing, and you will understand what a one-sleeve bandit means. Reza Jaffrey to the Wolves. I think this is like the 14th time he's playing with Vergi, and we've only had 10 seasons. So I think they're joined at the hip. I don't know. I think Vergi might even be paying the Angry Wings bill tonight because of the draft there. Thoughts on the pick?
Mujahid, you can talk first.
Listen, Raza, not only a sponsor, but a passionate player as well. When you talk about JMS to him, he can just go on for hours and hours.
Did he just not do a JMS commercial?
Yes.
Our Angry Wings commercial,
yes.
right?
You know what? Go to the Angry Wings Instagram account. Double check this Burger of the Month video. Philly cheesesteak burger. You'll see some special guests and Raza showing his moves, getting ready for the JMS season.
Bugs isn't in that, right?
Bugs is not in that one, unfortunately. But you know what? Understandably speaking, I know personally as well, and a lot of people have been rumbling my little bit inside information. Raza is not at 100% yet, right? I know some inside stuff being that he is working himself to the core, and he wants to show up this year for the JMS season.
I'll say this. Raza was my teammate last year, and we hang out a lot, right? I'm going to show what he got me soon. It was a great gift. It's hilarious. He knows what he's capable of. I actually came into the league with Raza. It's not been 14 years, but he was at my combine, and he was ripping the ball.
You guys are way too nice.
No, but I'll say this.
Just because he may or may not be in the room does not mean that you have to talk about Raza Jaffrey.
No, but I'll be honest with him. Look, me and him talk. He knows what he's capable of. But there's been a setback. He knows. He's lost a step. He knows.
A step. This guy's lost more than a step. Now I'll say this: he hasn't hit a dinger since like 2020. Right now he does hit him in practice, but we play on a kids field. On top of that, on top of that, he is coming off the injury and all that. The best thing about Reza Jaffrey right now is he was drafted in the 7th round with us.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so he can ride our coattails. Because in this draft, no, I'm kidding. I think it's actually a great pick. I didn't know about the injury. I'll leave that one with you guys. But he does provide a little bit more power if he gets it together. And he's a guy that can kind of slot into a couple different places. He's played in the outfield. I don't know if that's in his realm anymore. He can definitely play first.
Yep.
And I wouldn't be surprised if he had some reps at third in the event Monik isn't there.
Yeah.
Right? So I can see that happening as well.
He took some reps at second too for us last year.
Yeah, so
he went back and forth between
that's
first
right.
and second.
That's right.
He's also willing to catch. I know he doesn't want to.
the only thing he's catching is burgers.
Hey, I don't mess with people that prepare my food. All right, I
That's
love
true.
Reza.
Actually, yeah, best pick ever. He cooks my food. Owls on the clock. Next pick, Kamani and Umair. They select Samir Damani.
Listen, I like this pick for them. Samir has been in the league probably since the early set of this
I think
season
he's
1.
played at least 8 years.
8 years.
8 years at least.
And I think he's just kind of like Mr. Consistent. He'll plug in and play in the outfield for you. And what you get with his bat is pretty solid as well. I love this team because it kind of fits the vibe as well for Mustafa Kamani and Umair. I like what they're building there.
I think Samir Damani, if we talk about the most improved over the years, definitely in there. I think he's now gone from an up and down player to finding that level of consistency at the plate and in the field. And I actually think more so in the field. I think he isn't an anchor, but he's a guy that fills into every single team because he can play in that rover position. You can bring him in as a 5th infielder because that's kind of where he started. And I think he does a lot for a team. So, when we look at these next couple rounds, round 6, 7, 8, 9, this is kind of where championships are made. This is a guy that I think fits in there. Thoughts?
Samir, I know him since I was a kid as well, right? He's just a great guy in general, right? And to your point, he is consistent, but that's even his work ethic. He is an entrepreneur himself. York Air Pharmacy as well, and you know what?
Delivery, GTA. Yeah.
Delivery anywhere and everywhere in the GTA. Remember that. But you know what? And I think that he takes that work ethic to anything he does. And to your point, consistency, you'll take that any day of the week than someone needing to have an up and down, improvement or always up high.
Well, you talk about good guys, and the last pick in this round to the Falcons, Shan Shamji.
There we go.
Mr. I need electrolytes.
Well, okay, Mr.
But he's a nice guy.
Mr. 2020 batting champ for your team that won.
Yeah.
All right, surprised everyone batting champ. But that is
Mr.
the one
didn't play
thing.
in the finals because he needed electrolytes.
That's the biggest. I'm always worried. I played with him one season, and I'm like, brother, please just stay in the shade. Have a, I don't know if you watch F1. They have ice vests. I just want to keep Shamji in an ice vest in the hot summer days because I just want him to survive the heat. Right? We need him. If he can regain his form, he's great because he's willing to be both leadoff or turn your lineup turn the lineup over at the end of your batting lineup. So it's great.
I think he's got a little bit of that inconsistency that we were talking about. We've seen glimpses of greatness, and then we've seen glimpses of yo, you okay? So I'll leave it at that. Let's move on to this next round so we don't fall too far behind.
Well, we're going to finish off the round and have a quick interview as well. But we're going to start off with round 8. Our sponsor, KPMG Law LLP, turning your uh-oh into all good legally.
Shout out.
I don't know if they're going to take that tagline and put it on their website, but that's definitely something we can say in JMS. I know we're waiting on an interview, but why don't we get to some picks while we get that interview set up? Falcons, again, back-to-back picks on the wrap. They take Abbas Muhammad Ali. Standard, you know what you're getting. Solid player. Fun fact, he has actually pitched before in the league.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, times were tough. And so we threw him in there.
Times were tough.
Jokes aside, good guy, great teammate, knows what to do. I've actually played with a lot of players in this league. I can't think of a time that I've ever actually played with M. So, I'm another year goes by that I don't get to play with him. But any person you've asked has always said consistent and they love him.
Well, I think personally for me, people have kind of comped me to M. So I think he's kind of fallen here because I think he would have gone somewhere either before me or a little right after me.
Yeah, you're not too far off there. I can see the comp.
Yeah.
I can see the comp.
And I think he's getting better with the bat. I think he's getting a little bit
First
more.
pitch oppo. Come on.
Yeah, no, but I think he's kind of when I faced him last year, he's kind of picking between first pitch oppo, swinging. Just he's reading the defense now.
I think one thing that I think he can definitely improve on is power. I've played basketball with him. He's not a lightweight guy. He's strong. And I know he's got some pop in him, and I'd love to see him swing for the fences, but obviously not at anybody's discretion there. I think I should pause there because you have an interview set up.
Yes, we do have an interview set up.
Yep.
Right, perfect. We're going to bring in another person who is a huge personality himself, Mr. Ali Manik.
Let's go.
All right.
Let's go. Here we go.
Ali,
Let's go, boys.
pleasure having you
Hold on.
on today's live stream.
Before we get started, let me get comfortable here.
It's never,
Check this out,
it's
folks.
never
Look at
a
this.
dull moment.
The inaugural jersey. This is a testament to how long we've been in this league. What are we in? 12 years now? 11 years?
11 years.
11 years, and it started right here, baby. Right here with the Blue Jays back 11 years ago. It's a pleasure to be here with you, man. Thank you for having me on your show.
Now, Manik, I will start off by saying I did make a little bit of a jab.
Yo,
or a joke.
let's let me kick this off.
Okay.
Let me kick this off. Let's
Please.
start with the elephant in the room. All right, the elephant in the room was that comment that you made earlier. All right,
Listen.
there's a legitimate comeback seasons are a big thing. All right, they sell. Comeback seasons sell. That's why I keep coming back. All right, I'm coming back because comeback seasons sell. That's what we got to do. Yo, the camera really does add like several pounds. Right? I'm actually
There are
way
4
better
cameras
shape.
on me, hence my size on the
Yeah,
on the screen.
jeez.
But we'll start off right to it.
Let's go.
Manik, I think one of your favorite sports to play, obviously, is softball.
There's
I think
only
no
softball.
matter what injury you are involved in or happens to you, you rehab for softball first.
100%.
What's the reason why compared to other sports? I've seen you play other sports, football being one of them. Never play that one again, please.
Never. No,
I
I'm-
saw
I'm
you play
trying to
pickle.
disband-
I
trying to-
really think you should learn
trying
your
to
lesson as
disband
well.
that, trying to
Basketball,
disband
I don't
that.
even want to know if you're
I
bad
think
or
I was
good.
wearing the same shirt. It fits the same way as
There
that
you go.
basketball. See, I'm gonna need some people to help me take this off.
But why specific softball? You always have to rehab for first.
It's not softball. It's not the sport. It's the league. It's this league. It's JMS. It's the brotherhood. It's what it does for us as a community, as a group of people. I love the community that we've built. I love this game. I love the people that are all here, the people that are putting all of this together, all the effort that people make. It's because we love this game so much. We love each other so much. The brotherhood is what brings me back every year, and that's that. And it's not. Sorry, let me clarify that. I'm here every year. I've had, but here's the thing. Here's the thing about those 2 picks that went ahead of me, right? Who was that? Who went ahead of me? Badruddin, a rookie. He's still a rookie. You're a rookie for like 5 years. Badruddin goes ahead of me. Chima goes ahead of me. Huge mistakes because they're basically telling the rest of their team that, hey, we're not here to win, right? But when AR took me, he's like, hey, look, we're gonna take one of the greatest players of all time in this league coming back. I'm the freshest player. I've played 1 season in the last 3 years. I am the freshest player in the draft.
Well, listen, talking about one of the best players on the team, talk about you being a semi-pro softball player and talking about it on Fan 590.
Bro, semi-professional. Listen, real athletes pay to play. Okay, those who get paid to play, they're not real athletes. The real athletes are the ones who pay to play. That's what makes me a semi-professional. The only thing difference between me and a professional player is that I pay to play. Oh, who invited this guy? How does he get onto the show? Bro,
Just fact checking you. Go ahead.
yo, how did he get on? Where's the producers?
Well, you know what?
Nuds, welcome to the show, Nuds.
Welcome to the show, Nuds.
Nice
Thank
of
you
you
for
to
having
show
me back
up.
on.
Is that
How's
from,
it going?
Is that from year 1?
The year 1 inaugural jerseys. Are you remember
nice-
that year? The year that we didn't pick you again. We didn't pick you again. I wonder why that
Oh,
keeps happening.
yeah,
Keep
that
not
was-
picking them, right? We don't want them. We don't want them. We don't even want them on the show. How did you get on the show?
It's a children's show, guys.
That was
Keep that in
the
mind.
first of my.
the first of your many championships, if you count that first one, right? That was the.
You're wearing the
chip is a
jersey.
chip, right?
That was
You're wearing
the that was
jersey.
the empty hoax, right? He had 6 guys that he locked up before the draft started.
Well, considering
Awesome.
we're in our 11th year, a little bit inside information has told me as well that Manik, you're not just playing, but you're also coach your daughter's team. Is that as
Yeah,
as
yeah.
well?
I've got two girls playing competitive softball, girls fast pitch. They're loving it, playing for their cities, from Newmarket and East Gwillimbury this year. Both tier 1 girls, so they're it's going to be fun. Now that is a topic of conversation that's come up quite a few times with me specifically because I have told everyone that they are going to be the priority for me this year, unfortunately.
Wow, okay.
So there is going to be some days where I'm going to have no choice but to be a supportive father for my kids, and I'm going to be missing a lot. Now, I think that's probably why I fell 2 picks. Otherwise, I would definitely have been taken first.
That was definitely it, folks.
There you go.
Definitely.
Well, I think priority is number one for that in that aspect.
Yeah.
Too.
And
And
you love
again, you're always not missed, I guess you could say. You know, you're always a presence in any which way in any room you get into, and we really appreciate that.
Well, no, likewise, man. You guys have been doing a great job out here. Let's we've got some picks to announce. Let's see what's going on. I want to know what's going on. Can I stick around for a bit?
You want him to announce the next pick?
Let me do a couple
guys?
picks.
Are okay
Let me
with
do
that?
a couple. Yeah, you guys take a break.
Only if you want.
You can take a break too. I got this.
I mean, no,
I got
I'm
this.
not.
You
I'm not
stay.
leaving. I
Please
stay.
stay,
Yes,
please.
yes.
Stay.
The
Just
next pick is this one right here.
All right.
That one and we're going that way.
Owls with the next pick. Do you mind? Can I do that? You want to do it? You want me to?
No,
do
no,
it?
please
Can
go
I
ahead.
announce it?
Yeah, you can announce it
This
right
is
over
a
there.
big pick. The Owls. So that's Mustafa Kamani, Omer Ali. They go, and their next pick is Minhal Jarraj.
Minhal Jarraj.
Are you a little surprised at that pick?
No.
Not surprised.
Solid
The guy
player.
had a great season.
amazing.
I bet you that the rest of that room that was looking around there were all hoping that Minhal would have dropped to them at that next pick. And the reason is because that's a sleeper pick. There's a bat that you can count on.
Absolutely.
There's a guy who can catch the ball. You're not afraid to throw it to him regardless of where he's playing. Typically, he's been at home, but if he doesn't stay at home, if he's at second base or wherever they decide to put him, a guy that you aren't afraid to throw the ball to. But his bat, that's a steal at that pick right there. I think that's, there's still a few names on the board, I guess, that could have gone there, but I'm not at all surprised by that pick. That's a great pick. Minhal Jarraj is a great player.
Perfect.
I'm surprised that he actually lasted that long when you see some of these other names that went ahead of him.
All right. We'll move on quickly to the next one. I'll
Let's
give you
go.
one more
One
before
more?
I bring back my other guys.
One more?
How about
All
that,
right.
okay?
Oh, sick.
Your next one is...
Oh, this is going to be fun. So this is us. This is our pick. Our pick is in.
Wolves
see what we
choose?
do. The Wolves. Imran Virji, Ali Reza Nasser, Ali Manik, Adil Jaffer. They go and they pick Adil's brother Irfan. Let me tell you. Let me give you some background on this. Irfan and Adil getting to play together. If you're still watching, this is going to be such an epic season for us because we're going to have Adil's little son on the bench with us the entire season. We're going to have AR's kid on the bench all season. Hopefully my kid will be on the bench all season. This is going to be so much fun. But having brothers play together, this is what I mean about brotherhood. It is so much fun when you get to see brothers together. I saw that, it sucks that Noor and Ali never get to play together, and they shouldn't because they're way too good. That would suck. But it's awesome to see people like Muz and Danish getting to play together when they get to play together. It's awesome to see people like Irfan and Adil get to play together. Hussein and Double A get to play together.
Yeah.
That brotherhood is what I'm talking about. That's what it gives the internal families. In that situation, I don't know. Did Abbas Muhammad Ali get picked? It sucks. He did. He got picked before. But that would have been awesome because I would have loved to have played with him. But great pick, Irfan. He's definitely going to be, in my opinion, he's going to be our first baseman. He makes me a better shortstop.
Yeah.
So
And you know what? I
having
think-
him at first base, I think that's a great pick. I'm super pumped that this is truly a family team right now. Right? We've got
Virji
me and
sticking to
Imthi.
his thing, right?
Oh,
Right?
man.
He's going with straight
Dude,
vibes. You being one of them as well.
Let me give you some info on Virji, right?
Please.
He keeps asking us. He's like, "Oh, so who should we pick?" And AR is giving his opinion. I'm giving his opinion. Adil's on the phone giving his opinion, and then Virji just goes and picks whoever the hell he wants. Right? Does not take it. It got to a point where Adil's like, "Yo, stop calling me. You're not taking any of my advice. So I don't want to be involved in this anymore. You guys pick whoever you want." So this is Virji's team. He is drafting exactly as he wants. He's asking for input. He's not taking any, and it's going to be a great season. I love what Virji's doing.
I want to ask him a question again.
Please, go ahead.
All right. So you actually said something very interesting that a lot of people downstairs, upstairs are all wondering is that who's playing shortstop for you guys? Because you mentioned you playing shortstop. Now, the rumor mill is swirling. We got Ali Reza Nasser playing infield. We got Imran Virji. And we got you. So, how many spots on the infield do you guys have?
I don't think I ever said I'm playing shortstop. I'm here to catch. I'm going to be a full-time catcher.
I must have heard something. See what
Yeah,
happened.
yeah,
was-
100%.
Yeah.
No, you know what?
I'm just here so I don't get fined,
See,
so-
the best part about this team right now is that if I'm not there because I've got other things that are going on during the season, if I'm not there, we've got Moose who really we've got AR who really wants
You
to play.
better learn your team.
Yeah.
for that.
It's a new team. This is my first time on the Wolves.
Yeah.
This is going to be fun
Probably
for
your
me.
last time after that slip.
But yeah, we've got AR who can come in and play shortstop. We got Virji who wants to come in and play shortstop.
Ouch.
I'm going to be missing a lot of the season, giving them the opportunity to come in and do their thing and
That's
have fun.
very noble of
And
you.
we thank you for that.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's,
good human
I'm gonna
being.
Keep doing that to give everyone the opportunity
You're such
to
a nice
play
guy,
in positions that they want to. But when it comes when push comes to shove, when it comes to games that matter in the playoffs, that's what's most important. That's where you're going to have me at shortstop, the number one shortstop in the league. Noor, you heard me. Number one shortstop in the league. I'm coming back with a vengeance. This comeback season, you've motivated me, Moji.
You've
motivated
first.
me.
You heard
the
it here.
comeback season. This is going to be one of
The greatest comeback season
the
of any
greatest
comeback season.
season in the history of Ali Manik is coming this year. Thank you,
All
guys.
right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
That's
Thank
always
you.
a pleasure as well.
Always a
Thank you
pleasure,
again,
man.
you as
Sorry, I
well.
had to come fact.
All good, all
It
good,
gets a
all
little
good.
Crazy.
We welcome
thinks he's a
back
shortstop.
RC, and we also welcome back a quick wardrobe change.
So this is what happens. You bring Ali Manik in. He ends up showing off a jersey from like 1994. And then this guy goes and wears this. What is this?
This is what you know.
This is what
winning
happens.
looks like.
You look like SpongeBob Brown guy.
Yeah,
Listen.
man, this is what winning looks like. I know you haven't seen this in a while.
Listen.
The trophy's in the room.
So I haven't seen that trophy in a while. I was a part of the team that gave you your second one. But yeah, that's bright, man.
I mean, gave a second one?
Look, the guy that was sitting here gave it to you. We're not going there. We're bygones be bygones. We're moving on from it.
We'll call this the Monic effect for now in terms of hyping people up and getting, But this is what happens when you're a one-time Awada, one-time Salon Cup, and two-time
Two-time.
JMS
Two-time.
champion, your favorite East Ender, rocks the shirt.
Great interview. I think we had some great content there. But by that accord, we fall in line. So let's try to get ahead of this.
Let's get it go.
Bucks were on the clock next. They take Mo Jaffer, Muhammad Jaffer. I think we talked about most improved and all of this. We also talked about the importance of this part of the draft. Mo Jaffer is an unsung hero. Now his voice probably fits on the Lions because he doesn't talk. But Ozan is looking to get better, and I love the pick there to come in. I just hope that he has as good of an impact as he had last year.
I think I play with Mo Jaffer. I call him MJ. Twice in my first couple of years. Great character guy. He always wants to get better. He's always going to be at practice, all right? He asks the right questions to improve. And he's asking guys like me when I join. I'm like, this is what I'm trying to do. And then you know what? I feel like he's also been plugged in certain positions. I really want to see Mo just play one spot in either if he's roving or second base. Just let him grow in that position. With the bat, he can be kind of hot and cold because I've seen him pop a triple. I've also seen him pop out a couple of times. But I know MJ puts in the work, and I'm looking forward to see what kind of progress he makes.
I think the greatest thing that you can be in sports, what makes from good to great is consistency, right? And if he can be a little more consistent, I think he can definitely improve his draft stock for next year for sure. Shall we move on to the next pick?
Please go ahead.
We got the mice, right?
Okay,
I think
yeah.
that's the team name, right?
Lions,
the Lions, and they've taken another voiceless wonder
Okay.
in Ray Nur Muhammad. Now, Ray's not voiceless on the bench.
No.
He just doesn't say it out loud to everybody. So I think that team's still going to be a little silent. But Ray, I'm surprised, slipped this far because his bat is legit. And it's been legit for years.
Yeah.
So this was a little bit surprising to me, actually.
I agree. This is a steal, again, for Talib. I think he's gone back-to-back with 2 steals. Before we had Hassan Panju, and now you got Ray. Ray, anytime I saw him, he was coming up with clutch hits, right? And clutch hits where he's taking an extra bag. He's going from a single to a double. He's solid at first base as well, right? And like you say, I think it's just a little bit of quiet leadership where you can turn to Ray and you're like, you know what? I'm going where that guy's leading us.
He's just a guy that you can turn to when you need him, and he's like, I got you.
Yeah.
Right? I think that's what it is. Not even from a leadership standpoint, but when he gets out into the field, making a play at first. I've seen him play right field, making a play with his bat. Eagles. Eagles have the next pick. SK Alizia. They go Mehdi Hassan Najrali. This kid shows up a lot and is definitely solid. I think a little lack of consistency, but then he's been in and out of the league, I think, a few times with a lot going on. He can hit. He played first base pretty well, I think, when he played last year, I think, was it?
Well, the funny thing is, I also saw him play third base.
Yes, it was third base that he played.
So
really
I saw third place, and again, this is another guy where I've seen him play other sports, and I was like, okay, I hit one hard at third base, and he made a great play against me. So I'm like, wow, he can hold it down in the hot corner. Batting wise, I think he has to just be a little bit more consistent, right? It's someone you want to get up there, maybe in the 400s, 500s as a hitter, right? But if he can kind of tweak it out, this is a little bit of a steal for Alizia and SK.
We're speaking about steals. Here's your steal. Tigers, last pick they had was the best pick that they've ever had in the history of this league, and that was me. The next pick that they take, another player that I played with last year. I'm actually looking at this team. I think I played with more than half of them last year on my team. Arif Remtula.
This is a steal for sure.
It is it is beyond a steal. I will say that openly, and so much so that you can't even go X factor with him. You are going to say like legitimate. We actually contemplated when Newark came to pitch to play this guy at shortstop for the rest of the year because he was so good. Played amazing at third base. I'm very excited to have him again, and another guy that's always looking to get better.
Yeah, I think it's one of those guys. He's a utility infielder, third. I've seen him play second. He's probably been in the running for a Gold Glove. You guys threw him at short. And with the bat, I think he was consistently getting on base, getting extra bags when you needed him to. And I think he's just a no-nonsense guy.
I think we put too much pressure on him last year, so I actually think his bat was a little suspect. But I think on a team like this where now he's potentially not your leadoff guy, he's actually a guy on this team looking at the hitters that are already there. That you just want him to get there and get on base. I think he's gonna have a much better year this year at the plate than he had last year. Hit us this next round.
All right, that ends round 8. Going into round 9, our sponsor is NVS Professional Corporation, balancing your books and your stress.
Well, let's start out the round with another player that I played with last year on my team. Tigers select Danish Jaffer.
There we go.
I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing. It's a lot of your ex-teammates from last year.
And we did not do well last year.
Yeah, that's why I'm a little concerned for you. Just objectively, I'm a little concerned of how many guys you're saying I played with last year.
We've got a pitcher. We've got the real Mudge, and the best first round pick ever. And now we have his brother.
Yeah.
Right? So I think there's definitely some familiarity there. And I think when you get down to these picks, you are looking for some consistency and you're looking for people you can rely on in big situations. And, when you won SSAF, I think that's what it was called, right?
Yes, right.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure you
Small
needed,
School Athletic Federation. Don't forget that, guys.
I'm sure you needed some consistency towards the mid to bottom of your lineup.
Now, I will say with DJ, that's another nickname, throwing it out there. He was on that team with us with AA with the Tigers when we won 2 years ago. He had a run, just kept getting hits. He was on, I think he was on a hitting streak for like 5-6 games. So he can be really consistent. And we used to throw him as a rover sometimes in right field, and he could hold his own. All right. So I love this pick for them. There's familiarity. I think he's going to love playing with Noor and AA.
Any history with, Mudge and Danish playing together at any point in time with JMS?
I don't think they've actually played together.
Well,
but I know that Mudge definitely bullies Danish, even though Mudge is the younger brother.
There you go.
But if you want to hear some banter, getting those two to go at it is fun. So
There
maybe
we go.
we'll make up for the Lions' lack of banter. The next pick is for the Eagles. And this should put the rumors to rest. SK is probably not pitching, given that they just drafted Altaf Chamsi.
My man, Altaf Chamsi, bro.
Go for it.
Listen,
Give it to us.
Altaf is my Hudge buddy. I went to Hudge when I was a wee young lad again, my high school years, and Altaf took me under his wing. And since then, he's been an older brother to me. Love seeing him play. Love bumping into at Sports Card Expo quite often. Shout out to Altaf and everything. But great pitcher, right? Consistency is there with him. You know what you're getting. And overall, why wouldn't you not want him on your team?
Because sometimes that consistency gets monotonous. And there isn't a third or a fourth pitch. And when he does get hit, he gets hit hard. Now, you're right. Consistency is what you want out of a pitcher. But then we have also seen last year when the wheels fell off, they fell off. And they went a long way, right? Difference here is now they've got SK as a backup.
Yeah.
Right? So I think that definitely works for them. I think Altaf also has I think he has a bounce back year with his bat. We do have a little Chomsky bet that we have internally with the cousins, and needless to say, Altaf's bought a lot of dinners over the past couple of years. So Altaf, I'll take a dinner from you, but let's give it to one of the other guys not to win that one. Let's move on to the next one,
Please.
Lions and their quietness. The original HP.
Yep.
There we
So they
go.
have the new HP that you referenced.
Yeah.
And here's the original OG Husnain Punch.
There you go.
Now-
HP, right? What I mean,
Go ahead.
listen. Old is gold, literally with HP over
Yes.
here, right? The guy is just. You know what? I think this is what changes the Lions back to the Lions, right? Let alone, even though he's not crazy out there with how he talks, but you can hear him from a mile away when he gets going. That's for sure.
I don't know what he has in his little canister that he brings every single Sunday. Like, there's a drink that he has, right? And I've heard that he's played soccer and then come to softball and played the doubleheader. So I don't know what's in that canister of his, but that is something that I'm very curious to know about because he is the ageless wonder. Let's go on to the next one here. Bucks select Issa Lada.
Oh, I like this pick a lot.
Tell me.
I'll say this: when we played the Wolves in the finals, we also played them in the regular season. We had tight matches. Issa was a guy that was just coming up with clutch hit after clutch hit for them. Considering like he's probably batting near the bottom of the lineup, but he was doing great work for them to turn it over to get to their big